Alright,
whatever.
see. What about Glare and Finland? I think Finland was at the table too. Yeah, follow. Okay. Alright, so you all walk out. You meet up with Marco. Just
I come
sitting
down
in the
from
sun.
the roof, land next to them. Good to see you up and about.
Nothing like a quick nap, eh?
Friend said God had information. We go talk to God.
All right, sounds
You
good
up
to
for
me.
Let's go. No point
Right.
sitting.
I follow Glare. Do we see a turtle, maybe?
Yep.
Yeah,
just get-
Yeah, follow along.
about 5 feet and turns
I just get
around,
up and
walks
follow.
5 feet in the other direction, then looks at the rest of the group and says, I have no idea where guard station is.
Fair enough. Maybe we should have asked Laws.
Can I look around and see if there's a dwarf nearby?
Yeah, there's a dwarf nearby.
All right, I'm just gonna walk up to the dwarf and in Dwarvish ask them where the guard tower is.
He points you down the street. So you guys are facing outside the. Are you towards the tavern or away from the tavern?
Away from the tavern.
Away from the tavern. So he points to the left. And he says it's across the street to the left.
Guard
And
tower
he'll-
left. Let's go that way. And then I just start walking.
I like this turtle.
Alright. So walking down the street, in front of you in the door, you notice that there's a general shop door, and then it has a little sign above it, and then there's a house, another house, and then there's finally a guard station. At the guard station, it's a little bit more secure than you notice that the houses are like like stone. The guard station is actually made out of metal.
I'm just gonna. Is the door made out of metal too?
It's made out of wood with metal bracing.
I'm gonna walk up to the front door, and I'm gonna take my turtle shield and wrap on the wall right next to the door to make sure everybody hears me.
Everyone's following the turtle, I'm guessing. Okay.
Well, I didn't exactly bring my hammer to make a huge gong out of it.
Okay. So
What do you need a hammer for when you have a turtle?
you're making a whole bunch of noise. Roll me a. What was this? Deception? I guess it'd be
Pretty
considered.
straightforward, but okay. Oh, deception is bad. I am a bad liar.
Alright, so with your making tons of noise with your show, no one seems bothered by it.
I'm rapping on metal with a turtle shell. How is that not bothering anybody?
Apparently, everyone's ignoring it.
Granted, they are dwarves. Hold on.
I look down at the turtle. It's all good. You tried. I cast Thunderclap.
Thunderclap. Okay.
It's like 100 everywhere.
Is that just noise, or is it an actual damage?
I think it's sonic damage, actually. There you go.
Okay.
Good. Not enough to break anything.
Okay. Let me roll a couple things.
You create a burst of thunderous sound that can be heard up to 100 feet away. So if his turtle shell didn't get any attention, this is
So
no.
the range is only 5 feet. So who is within range of you?
All of us. Now,
He did it.
hold on.
No, he wouldn't have bothered.
Hold on. Is Thunderclap focused on the caster, or can he pick where to cast it?
Let's see.
That is a very big difference. Up to 100 feet away. He picks where to cast it.
No. It can be heard
Oh, crap.
up to 100 feet away.
So
Which is only 2 at this stage.
I just
So
need to see
who's-
the range. Yeah. So whoever's 5 feet.
All right, so
Within-
Holland, is there stairs leading up to the door?
Yeah, there's like a little bit of stair and like a little.
Okay.
Like,
So
Let's
then it
move
would
up
probably
there.
be just me then.
I can go up there.
Yeah, it would have been just me.
yeah, make Constitution saving throw.
All right. What do I need to succeed?
A 12.
Okay. We're good.
There you
Yeah.
go.
Oh, man.
So. Yep.
The door would be the only thing.
The door is the only thing that. No, because it doesn't go through the door. You can hear it, but you can't. So
I'm just gonna shrug and go. I gave them a chance. They deserve whatever they get.
all right. So. Let me reroll. All right. So. This happens. You just like. The metal bounces off the sounds. Like it just echoed a little bit. And then all of a sudden, you see this little old gnome slam open the door, and she is, "What are you doing?"
All yours, Turtle.
I'm just gonna walk up, look down at the turtle that's, or not the turtle, the gnome that's probably up to my like thighs, and I'm just gonna say, "You have information that you made us walk all the way over here for. Don't get mad when we're upset about it."
You could just knock.
I did. You didn't answer.
We didn't hear you. Did you use the knocker on the door?
No, I used a turtle shell on a metal ball. If you can't hear that, you got pebbles in your ears.
Do you want me to knock again?
Yeah,
She
I think we're good.
she shuts the door on you guys, and while she's doing that, she says yes.
I cast
Okay.
Thunderclap again.
Yes. Yep.
And at the same time that he's doing that, I'm going to take my claws and attempt to put them straight through the door.
Okay, make it a hit roll, and then who's around him for a con save?
I'm
Just
just
me,
gonna
so-
hop.
back.
I'm
That's
gonna
still
hop
just
back
me.
about 10 feet from this so that I'm not
Alright.
in that group.
Okay,
I'm now observing to see if there's any carts selling anything for sale over to
I got-
just looking over to the side a little bit, trying not to associate myself.
I got 15 for both. And after my claws go through the door, I tip them up and I knock on the inside of the door.
okay. So you roll for damage just for a bit.
Wow,
Okay.
Max.
Let's see. All right. So you literally punch your hand in here and then knock on the door. And now there's just a hole in this door that's perfect for your fist. And the gnome literally just calls over the guards.
I look through the hole. Knock, knock.
You have a what's that? Halberd. There we go. In front of you, right at the door.
That's right. It's only like the size of his fist. Cast.
And then you hear horns going off, and you realize that now you are now surrounded by guards.
Yeah, I'm taking off. I'm out of here.
No, gee, I'm
Back
already
to the room.
like. Remember, I'm over like looking at the daggum shopping carts.
I mean,
Yeah.
I backed away from them,
Yeah,
so that I wouldn't
same.
be like in the same group with them.
I look around at the gathering people, say, "Huh, this is easy. We're here for information."
Uh-oh.
Oh boy.
The guards just stand there,
I'm gonna
like in defensive position, with their weapons towards you.
I'm gonna point out to them that we were sent here by Lars to get information that
no.
they were too lazy to give us.
Oh no.
They still don't budge.
Interesting.
I'm just gonna sit down, lean against the door, and close my eyes and tell them I'm waiting for somebody to actually give us the info we were sent here for.
Two of the guards pull you up.
Hold on. What race are they?
Dwarves.
Are they particularly strong? 'Cause
Yes.
To just pull me up, they have to be able to pick up about 550 pounds.
Let's see here.
That's a little bit more of a feat than I think you realized.
So they fail at picking you up. So instead, they just take your hand and shackle them.
I'm gonna ask to speak with their captain.
Okay. Roll a persuasion check.
Ooh, that's bad.
Okay. Even
I'm
with
gonna add one more thing. I'm gonna ask: would it help if I paid for the door?
that, kind of looks at you and he like, get the captain. Cat. So if you're ever-
Assuming we have enough money to pay for the door.
so
he
they,
has enough money.
they're in normal armor. Like their armor is like a reddish, like tarnished red, full out like scale mail or chainmail, or plate. Some of them are wearing plate, and they're all wearing like these fancy like, helmets. And you see the captain, and his uniform is in red and black coloring, very dark red. And he walks over, and he says, "Yes."
Knock,
Mid.
knock.
He's like, "What are you here for?"
So I'm going to point out that one, Lauren sent us over to get information that their guards kept, I don't know if you want to call it classified, that they would only reveal if we came here. And two, it's incredibly cold in that tavern, and I'm a reptile, so I'm a little bit grumpy. And I apologize for the door.
So you couldn't just knock on the door.
Like I told the shorty, I did. Whoever was on the other side couldn't hear.
You
So
had,
I knocked from the inside. I apologize.
and what about the giant thunderous noises?
Our druid has no patience.
I just listen to the exchange and then just say, knock, knock.
At this point, the captain just points over to you, Claire, and two guards go over and shackle your hands too.
All right. Gallon, who's over at the, looking at a cart, he's still within earshot. He's listening to all this stuff. And he walks over and is
Oh.
like, I'm going to intervene and try to help. I'm going to walk over with my high charisma and try to smooth over the situation a little bit.
I excitedly point over at him and go, knock, knock.
Indeed. Knock, knock, good sir. It seems like there's a misunderstanding here. We arrived yesterday. A wonderful band of adventurers here arrived yesterday, and we had letters from the towns and everything, surrounding towns. We're trying to find, what was it called, everyone? Let me see. Hold on, 1 second. bring up my notes again. That's what I was trying to find during all this. Was that we were told to go to Mal'Ganis. We have these invitations here, and I present the invitation to I guess the captain.
All right, so the captain takes this. Just make a persuasion check for me.
Persuasion. Okay. Let me make sure I get this right. So I pull up roll 20. Doop doop. A persuasion check. That wasn't me. That was somebody else. I think so. Persuasion.
It's
I can
in
make-
my box of rolls on that.
Okay. Yeah, I can roll it straight from here. So this is persuasion. Oh, jeez.
Okay.
Oh,
He
so I'm gonna after he finishes talking, I'm gonna add on that we came here to help resolve his missing citizen problem, and it probably wouldn't be a good thing for us to not get started
okay.
unless he enjoys having missing citizens.
I wouldn't threaten him.
It's not a threat. It's a question of his ethics.
So he takes the letter, and he's really skeptical about it. He like holds it up to the light, verifies it. He's like, he sees the symbol there that Lawrence used, and he's still looking at the letter and like reading it. He's like, I don't buy it. He just throws the letter at you.
So I'm gonna
Gotcha.
request that he go get Larns, or send somebody to get Larns.
I'm gonna come fluttering down lightly.
Okay.
And, Captain, can I have a word with you for a moment?
He kind of like goes off the side, and he kind of like points to you, Galen, and like the guards like are very like looking at you, making sure you're not doing anything. And then he walks
just
over
standing
to
there.
your
Galen's just standing there. Pay me no mind. I'm just observing at this moment, I guess.
So, Captain, I know they've been incredibly inconvenient, but I might need their help with this. Is there any way at all that you could possibly see your way clear to maybe just let them go? I promise. I'm sure that we can straighten everything out. I'm sure we can come up with some recompense for the door and everything. Um, they're just. It's early in the morning for them. They're not very morning people. You know what I mean?
He make a persuasion check for that one.
We can't have 3 bad ones in a row.
Oh, jeez.
Oh my god.
Or we can.
We are not hitting on much this month.
He so he thinks about it, and
Not
he's
for very long, apparently.
and he waves back. Like he stares at you, Yurik, and still waves. And all of a sudden, that one of the dwarfs comes over and handcuffs Galen.
Me?
Yes.
Galen
Do I
just
see this?
glares at the other two.
Do I see this?
Yes, you see this.
Then I am straight up in the air.
Okay.
Straight
Is
up.
there a crowd around at the moment?
Oh no.
There's a few crowds around, like there's a few people, but because of the thunder noise that you made twice,
Mhm.
most of them are hiding.
Was that? Somebody say something? Oh, okay.
How many
No, I
guards
didn't
are
fly
holding
away.
me?
I just went straight up. I'm out of reach.
So
Only
are there guards holding my shackle chains, or am I just shackled?
You were technically chained to the stone. Actually, it'd probably be the metal wall.
Oh.
Like the chain is
They went
tied.
falling for that twice, huh?
No.
No.
They said you couldn't move them outside.
Hey now, I'm not, I'm not causing any trouble here. I'm just asking for help. I mean, that's what we came here to do, was to help. I mean, obviously these guys have gotten a little out of hand, but they're not morning people. They are really, really grumpy in the morning.
Exactly. I don't know why I have chains. I didn't do anything.
So Yuri, look, do a perception check for me. All right. So even with you look like even like just like still talking, like trying to make sure the situation's going okay down below you. You also notice on the top of the guard station there is a ballista and two guards with crossbows.
Hey
I
now,
turn
there's
to
no
the
reason
crowd
for
to-
violence here.
I turn to the crowd to address them and look over them. Hopefully, see if I can catch the eye of a couple of the civilians in there, and starts talking in a very, very loud voice. 2 citizens dead outside your gate. Orcs close nearby. We try and help, and this is repayment. You are all doomed.
And you just hear like Scudder like whispers like, oh my god, there's like orcs, and then like some of them are like, oh, but we knew there was orcs.
Yep.
Like no stuff goes outside the town.
Yeah. I'm
but
gonna, I'm
because-
gonna, I'm gonna assist him in the same thing. Gallon catches on to what Glaire's doing and raises his voice a little bit too, and he's like, "That's right. We found that cop. There's two poor gnomes that were killed by those goblins and that ogre. They're in the forest nearby too. We were just trying to come here to help. And look, we're put in chains. What is this? Is this how the gods take care of the people? Us adventurers came here to try to help, and this is how they repay us by putting us in chains.
So
He's
Who's gonna help?
right. He's right. And I fluff out my feathers so that it makes me even look bigger than I am.
all right, so
Can I just
I'm gonna add one
Whoever-
thing on top of that. Am I within range of the door where people can see me?
like outside.
Well, standing in view of the door, people like citizens
the-
outside can see me.
Yeah, you could be seen.
All right, I'm gonna reach into my pocket as much as I can with shackles on. I'm gonna pull out a holy symbol and just point out with a very, very loud voice. They would even put a holy man in chains.
All right, who was the initial person?
That was
That was me.
Glare.
Glare, I need you to make a persuasion check with advantage.
That's not bad.
Alright. So you got attention from some of the folks in the audience that's listening, but the guards are still like skeptical, and while you're saying this, they're pulling Galen and Glare into the guard station.
Can I drop back down in front of the captain again?
Yeah, you can.
And I'm gonna, like, I am right in the face and be like, you, this is your fault. You're the one ruining this town. And I'm all like puffed up, big banty rooster. Think of a giant banty rooster.
He's just not having it, and like
And I'm trying to, like scare him and be like, this is why your people are getting hurt. You can't even help them. You're arresting the people that came here to try and make your job easier.
he kind of like thinks he's like, I think this. Let's see here. Hold on. I need enough dice for this.
Uh-oh.
Reference the D&D channel.
Yes, thank you.
Wow.
So, even feathers out, there's only really one guard that's been really paying attention. Like, the captain's just like, I'm done with you at this point. Like,
I throw up both my hands and scream, ah!
and about 4 guards help pick up Marco and bring you inside into a jail cell. Galen
I'm
and
not gonna walk. I'm just gonna make them carry me the whole way.
yeah, they literally just drag you the whole way.
Before he attempts to help, I'm gonna yell at him. Go get Larns.
So, and here's a quick thing. Are there any keys hanging from the belt of the captain?
No.
Can I just, check his pockets really quick while he's preoccupied with everything else going on?
Sure, it's
This isn't gonna end badly.
slight,
When there was crossbows ballistas looking at you? Okay, cool.
sleight of hand with disadvantage. Actually, double disadvantage because you have all the guards looking at you.
That's what, 3 or 4?
Double disadvantage is 3.
Okay. Why couldn't you roll that on a persuasion check?
So I
Okay.
just check his pockets. Doot, 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 doot.
So, even with disadvantage and like everyone looking at you, you were able to like slip your hand in his pockets and check what's in them.
Mm-hmm.
And do you like feel? Do you want to feel for anything, or is it more like you just feel something and you take it out?
Well, I mean,
got him.
I was looking around for keys mostly, but if there's anything that's like hard metallic, I will probably grab that.
Okay, so you definitely like you're definitely searching for keys, but like you feel this metallic, and you pull it, and it just happens to be like a couple gold. So it's about like 5 or 6 gold you pull out.
Can I drop his gold on the ground in front of him? Be like, hey, look, now you're throwing things at us?
Try with a deception check.
Ooh.
Okay.
We are roaring horribly.
He looks over and just like ignores the money on the ground, and he just keeps keeps trying to get like everyone like at this point after your rummage, like Galen, Glare are both in a cell. Marco is already pulled into a cell, and they're already like processing paperwork inside with a couple guards, and there's only a couple other guards who are outside just standing post with the captain. Yeah, because you weren't really saying anything during this whole thing, right? Yeah, so yeah, yeah. So he didn't know that you were part of the group, so you were able to sneak off.
I'm gonna turn and stomp away from him in a huff.
Okay, and one of the guards kind of like follows you until the crowd starts, and then the captain starts picking up his money and puts it back in his pocket.
I'm just gonna go to sleep.
Start mumbling to myself, oh shit, that didn't work right.
All right, so Fenlin, where are you running to?
Larns.
All right.
Alan
So,
is
Lar-
staring Or glaring at Glare and Marco. Just glaring. That's it. Just yep.
So Lawrence is just sitting at the at his bar, and he's like drinking like coffee in the morning, for from the bar, and he's just like making sure people are served and everything, and he sees you walk in, and he's like, "Hey, you're back." He kind of, it's like, "What do you mean? Went a little too far?" He he's just like, "Oh man," and takes his apron, hangs it in the back near the bar, and walks out. And noticing that he kind of like is wearing like a chainmail underneath his clothes now, you can like kind of like see it a little bit more without his apron on, and he starts walking with you with like a slight limp.
While this is going on, I'm gonna laugh to myself a little bit, and then just say to Glare, "That was pretty hilarious watching how frightened they were of that thunder."
So, Finland and Lawrence walk over, and by now, you talk. They were all processed. The audience has like dissipated. Went back to normal. The guards there's like now an double amount of guards that are inside the guard post, and now there's one stationed out. The ones that are on top, the ballista is now pointing downwards, and the guys with the crossbows are also looking down. And Lauren's kind of like limps up the steps, like he's had, like kind of like a bad knee kind of thing, and gets up and walks inside. Are you following him? Okay. So, being an outsider, because most of this town is gnomes, dwarves, and halflings, you are a lot taller than everyone else. So the guards are very skeptical, and they kind of like ask you politely to put away your like take off like your weapons that they see on the outside of you, and just put it by the door. Also, by this point, Marco, Galen, and Glare, they basically took your weapons from you.
That's okay. I don't have any.
Took your turn up. No.
The only weapon I would have would be my turtle shell shield.
I don't have any weapons either. Well, besides I did have some in my bag, but I don't use them.
Well, they took like your backpack. Like basically, it is
all that
just
stuff.
your armor on you.
Yeah.
Like any like pouches that had like money or spell components,
Okay,
stuff like that. It's all gone.
Now, if we're talking to took my inventory, I may have a problem. Nobody touches my food and my cooking ingredients.
Food
Well,
and
you're in
spices are
chains.
okay.
Yeah.
But anything that could be like used to overpower guards.
Oh, we're good then. They touch my food, somebody's dying.
So Lawrence walks up to the little table there, the desk, and you see the old woman there, and he's like, Lawrence, how sweet are you coming to visit an old woman? And he's like, all right, what'd you do with my adventure party? And he kind of just points back at you, Finland. He's like, well, I got one of them. Where's the rest of them? And she's like, oh, well, they're kind of locked up.
From the background, you just hear knock knock.
At that point, guard near you just like slams his like halberd, the metal like onto the metal bars of the jail to shut you up.
So, just for the fun of it, and the fact that he's annoying me with hitting bars, I'm gonna cast Word of Radiance. Although I'm not gonna target anybody specifically, I just want to make the flash. Because with it's a cantrip and I can dictate who it targets. So it's not going to target anybody specifically. It's just going to be an eruption of light.
Can you
Okay.
do that? Can
Yep,
you move
yep.
your hands?
It's
Well, how much?
it's cast through a divine word. It's a
There's
spoken
no-
spell.
Is it just an S? Does it say components as S?
One is my holy symbol, which is always around my neck. It's an amulet, and then the actual casting is just a divine word.
They probably took your holy symbol one out. Anything that you could cast magic through, they took. Except for your food. Basically, it was just your food and your spices they kept. But with that, you notice that she kind of says a few words and moves her hands towards glare and do a where's that? Do a I think it's Constitution. Actually, no, there is no save for this. You instantly fall asleep, Glare.
Okay. No saves or anything, just to fall asleep.
I am looking at the spell, and it just says it is within 20 feet. It orders the current hit. Oh, wait, hold on. I have to roll. One moment.
Oh, it's on
That's
your
a very
end.
overpowered thing just to make anyone fall asleep with no reaction.
Do a saving throw for a, I think it's Constitution.
Oh, there.
Oh well.
Well, it's definitely a
Oh.
fail.
Ouch.
So
Oh, you
You-
got a natural 1.
you instantly fail, and you are put instantly to sleep.
So, what are our positions like in this? Are we in the same cell, or are we in separate ones?
Oh, alright. So, can I do this? I guess I can do this one. I am not going to use green. Hold on. Give me a moment. How do you do undo on this thing?
I'm pretty sure Caden can see green over white.
You see green on
it's-
white?
It's not invisible.
It just looks like a line. I can't tell what color it is.
Yeah.
Oh god, can you not like edit this? Oh, clear drawings.
Hey,
There we go.
perfect.
I'm gonna free draw this, so don't mind my terrible lines. With the green, apparently.
Imagine that Holland didn't prepare a jail cell.
I wasn't expecting you guys get arrested!
You mean you didn't expect me to put my hand through a door in a guard outpost?
Yeah, you freaking what the hell?
So, the desk is right here. in the front here.
At this point, we haven't done anything together as a group. We're just a bunch of people who showed up somewhere because we got letters, and now we're in jail because of people. Nah. I tried to
Very
help.
good too.
Gallon learns his lesson to not help.
I mean, I was close to bashing their heads together, but I decided not to.
Yeah.
All right, so Marco's in the back there with the M. Where Glare is right there with the G. Actually, we'll do GL, and then Galen is right here with the GA. I can't do an A apparently.
That looks like a wilted flower. A wilted flower.
So, you guys are back there, and you where you're by this like little like desk in the middle here. So they're pretty big jail cells. Like they can fit like 5 or 6 people in them at a time. And so Fenlin and Lawrence up here. This is the door here, and then so you guys are like right inside, talking to an old lady. So that is how you guys are set up.
Okay.
So with Glare asleep, she continues with the conversation with Finland and Lawrence. And she's like, well, I could set bail. If you would like. And she kind of just looks towards Fenlin at this point because she knows Lawrence is not going to pay for this ridiculousness. Set bail. It's normal. I think it's like what 10% of the total amount of charges, or like of what you're charged with.
Because we weren't charged with anything.
You have. This is not a democracy. You don't get to know your charges. Well, disturbing the peace. She kind of like writes all this down, and you're tall enough to see this on the piece of paper that there is 3 different categories, like 3 columns with each of their name there, or like like kind of like is prisoner 1, prisoner 2, prisoner 3, and she kind of like starts tallying this all up, and she's like, well, it's disturbing the peace, and then under Marco's it's like damage, and then puts how much the damages are, plus the fine on top of that, and that's probably like about it. Oh, and damage. I what is it? Intimidation of the citizens. She kind of thinks about it. It's like, I have to set bail or they stay in jail.
I'm gonna ask for a total. Just shouting from myself.
Make a perception check. No, persuasion check with disadvantage.
What?
Because you are in a jail cell, sir.
I'm just asking for a total. Wow.
Okay. She instantly, she just ignores you and keeps talking to Fenlon. So, for disturbing the peace and disturbing getting rousing the citizens here, each one of them gets 100 gold fine. But because your turtle man over there decided to destruct the door, he has another 150 on his fine.
I love how we skipped right past copper and silver and went straight to gold.
I mean, they're crimes, you know.
450 for all four of them. So you would
Good
have to pay
lord.
10% to get them out. So that comes to, she kind of like counted it up. She's like, oh, it's about 45 gold.
I need to add some more bodies to that list.
Oh, there's no trial here. It's
Oh. I'm just gonna shout at her from my cell. You can go solve this orc problem on your own.
she still ignores you. And Fenlin, make a persuasion check. With advantage, because you have Lawrence next to you.
I don't think any of us have good persuasion.
I do, actually.
Oh, Claire, did you get my message? What did you say, Claire?
Wow.
Did it?
Well, it's the same concept. It put both your rolls up there.
Claire, you see my message, right?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Okay. So, with that being said, she kind of just like, nope, has to be the 45 gold.
You need 450?
No, if you want to do set bail. She he kind of so he walks over to like in front of the station there. There is like a small bookshelf in front. So he looks like kind of like leans back a little bit and reaches for a book and flips through it. He's like, "Give me a moment." Like flips through it. He's like, "Aha! This rule still stands here." And he's like, I've used this in a nun with a buddy of mine. He drank too much, so he's always in the drunk tank. But the prisoner can serve bail if done community service.
You mean skip bail?
No, not skip bail, but to yes.
Oh.
And he suggests, he's like, well, they are doing us a favor.
I mean, if you don't call that community service, I would hate to see what you do call community service.
Wow, that is horrible. Wow, that was double fours. And she kind of just looks and is like, I can't do anything, Lawrence. They're not going to stay here and do community service. Look at them. Yeah, Lawrence is just like, kind of like puts the book back. And he's like, can I have all their money pouches? How much in gold do you guys all have in total?
Not that much.
Yeah, we 15 each.
I only have 10.
10. Yeah.
5.
Alright, so in total, you got 5, 10, 10, that's 25. And
Let me double
It
check.
would only be the three of us, not the whole group.
Where's currency? Yeah, I have 15. I have 15.
Inventory.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah,
So
15.
yeah, we only have 40 gold between the three of us.
Alright,
30
so,
gold. 30 gold, actually.
Okay, between the three of you, he kind of like looks at you. Okay, he's like, alright, here's 30 gold from them. That's all their money. And then he kind of like looks at Fenlin. And he's like, Fenlin, do you have any money to put in this? Fine. All right. So he's got 35 gold, and he's like, all right, we need 10 more. And he kind of searches his pockets, and he's like looking for more gold. And he takes off his boot, the one that's not it's the bad like boot, and he flips it over, and you see there's like this little like slot that slides out, and he grabs a pouch. And dumping the pouch, he grabs like, some silver, some copper, and like adds it all up and puts it on the table. And he's like, "There's 45. Now, can you please let them go?" She counts it all up, puts it in a pile in a safe below her, and just yells to the guards like, "They're good." And they all let you go.
Do we get our back?
Yep, you get your stuff back. While you walk towards the front. And she hands you a note that states you still owe this amount of money. So we'll go with Glare first is 90 gold. Galen is 90 gold. And Marco, you are 225.
And all I did was talk to try to help these two.
So that is an owing balance, and there is like a notification at the bottom that if you do not pay this in 2 weeks, there will be a warrant out for your arrest with a $10,000 fine, a 10,000 gold fine. So you guys will get out. You guys walk to the front with all your stuff, and Lawrence is like, "Thank you, and walks out. All right. Yes.
Galen is silent.
Did you have fun in there?
Yeah, he was awake. I messaged him about that. So.
No, fine, if this place bends in the ground.
Yeah, they never gave us the leads that they were supposed to give us.
Because all this happened.
So I'm just going to point up to the group that maybe we should just leave and not help them. Same problem, but they were supposed to give us the lead for it. Nope, same thing. But they had a lead that they refused to say unless we came to the guard tower.
So, Glare, Galen, and Marco, you're kind of like on their shit list. So, but
Don't
Yuri
forget to remove your gold too. By the way, you
Yeah.
don't have that anymore.
and Fenlin, you are not. So there's only 2 people who are not.
How do I remove gold? Oh wait. I got it.
So, are you guys? You just like walk out and stand in front of the guard tower at this point?
So they came outside. They're back in the street. Everything.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna walk back across the street over to the guard post, walk up, and just politely use the knocker on the door.
The old woman answers the door and she goes, "Hi, how can I help you?"
Yes, I was directed here to get some information, possibly a lead about what can be done about these orcs and whatnot.
Ah, all right, come in. It's kind of like,
Do you mind if we stay at the door?
sure,
Indoors bothers me a little bit.
sure. And she kind of like grabs the full. She's like grabs the folders that like for the case files basically, and she's like, "Well, there's only been 3 cases. One's at the Marvin's house. One is at the Spanner-shaped house, and one was at Lord's Tavern." And she gives you a small mat, and she kind of like draws it on like a separate piece of paper with a
Okay.
quill and ink, and she says like the Marvin's house is next to the guard station. She's like on the right there. She kind of like puts out like where the guard station is too, and then she says the Spanner house is next to the potion store, and she puts like a little potion symbol, and then says like this is marks the X with the house next to it, and then she's like, well, draws like a giant square across from the guard station, and puts like tavern, and she's like, here you go.
Thank you so much. You've been a wonderful help.
You're welcome. And she
And I turn and hop down the stairs back out to the street.
all right, and she just like shuts the door gently and does her own thing.
gotta remember to, with my push to talk, I gotta remember to mouse off of my, yeah.
All right.
So, hop over to the others, be like, anybody want some information?
Did it come from the half pint wench?
Define half pint in this town.
The bitch who locked us up.
I didn't get locked up. I don't know what's this us business. So
I'm just
anyway,
gonna say point the way and we'll go.
so I hold out the map so that everybody can gather around and see.
All right.
And so yeah, so she says that there have been 3 incidents in town of people getting spirited away. The Marvins over here next to the guard tower, the Spanner residence, I guess, next to
Spanner
the
shape.
potion. Spanner shape.
Yep.
Next to the potion store, and one at the tavern. Which, why didn't he just tell us about that? But this is the leads that they had. So I would suggest that maybe before we head out, we politely, eyeing the turtle and glare, uh, ask them what they might have seen. I think we can go back to the tavern and ask Lawrence a little bit of what's going on here.
Okay. So you guys walk back to the tavern.
Yes.
I'm just gonna follow.
Okay. So you guys walk back to the tavern, and you just see Lawrence, putting back his smock, like pushing it off a little bit, tying it, and just going back to his coffee. After all this, since the morning rush kind of died down since all this happened, the streets are a little bit more calmer. Very few people in the streets now, and the tavern's also a little bit less full. So it's maybe a couple or two are in there. Waitresses are just sitting in a corner, kind of enjoying themselves. I imagine you're gonna walk up to Lawrence.
Yeah, I'll hop up to the counter a bit here and trying to keep my mind off the fact that I'm inside. Um, Lawrence, we need to get a word here.
Lawrence goes up to the table, leans on the table again. It's how can I help you? Just eyeing the whole group.
Yeah, I'm sorry. They're not morning people. So, it turns out that one of these incidents with people being spirited away happened right here at the tavern. Is there something you maybe forgot to share earlier?
Well, my wife and child went missing.
Um,
But
don't you
they
think
were-
that might have been something you should have, started with?
But that was north of the city in the forest. But I did have one of my waitresses went down to the cellar in the basement, and he points towards the door and says, "She never came back, and we're all worried. What happened? We tried calling her name. No noise, nothing. Tried looking down there for just nothing. And then that night, there was a large noise coming from down there. And it was just. I looked down there with a lantern and it was just dust.
So that might be something for you guys to investigate as he looks around the rest of the table at the rest of the party.
I'm just gonna ask if I can go downstairs and check it out.
And he kindly points towards the stairs, and you notice that he unlocks like 6 locks on this door that he put in.
The disappearance, probably.
Something happening down there. I don't want it to come back up. Exactly.
So as I head down the stairs, I'm gonna take a look around to try and get an idea of where I should start looking.
It says if you go to the back room there, there's a that was where most of the scuffle was happening.
Yeah, so as I enter that room, I'm gonna take a look around before just randomly rifling through stuff.
Ellen is sitting at the bar with no money to buy a drink because of these assholes.
So
Well, I'm not
so-
going downstairs. Nope, 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 nope.
So do I see anything that would hint as to where to start looking?
you definitely look down there, and it is very dark. Do you have dark vision?
Let me look. I got a sneaky feeling that's gonna be a no. No. Okay.
Okay. So you can see like grays. So you look down there and you're like, the lighting that the upstairs is giving, you can like see like somewhat down there, and you see like some barrels, and you see some like wall torches that weren't lit, some sacks on the shelf. Um, like that's pretty much like you can all see from like the stairs.
So
Well, there are torches, but they're not lit.
I'm gonna walk up to a torch, take it, and use Sacred Flame to light it.
Okay. So lighting the room, you can see there is a door behind you, and there is another door on the other side of the room.
So is the room where it happened the one we're in or behind one of those doors?
It is. Like, what do you like? What?
So he said it was the room at the back. Is that room the one we're in, or is that one of the rooms that are beyond these doors?
Beyond these doors.
I'm gonna go towards whichever room he said it happened in.
He pointed towards like the farther one.
Then that's the one I'm going towards.
All right. So you definitely look back there, and there's a door. So are you gonna like open the door?
I'm just gonna rip the door open and walk in.
Okay. There is a wall that looks like it was caverned in, and then there's another room to your right.
So there's a wall that kind of caved in.
Yeah, a wall that caved in.
Now, did it reveal anything, or is it just dirt behind it?
There's like a hole that's it's probably about the size of like a gnome can fit through it, or a dwarf at this point. Like a dwarf can fit through it too.
I'm just gonna look at myself and go, nope. And for a brief moment, I let it cross my mind that it'd be hilarious to watch the bird try and go through there, and then I let the thought pass. I'm gonna walk up to the hole and hold the torch in it and see if I can see anything in the distance.
Okay. Like how far in the like in the hole, or
Just I'm just gonna hold the torch in the hole and just see whatever I could see within range of the light that it creates.
okay, so it's about 20 feet. So you could see there's like a slight, there's like a little bit of blood, and you can see there's like somewhat of a topple down, like a cave in, probably like 10 feet in, and the blood is like towards you, and you can just see like bits of meat around.
And I try and identify what kind of meat it is.
Do medicine check. 25. All right. You identify it as it is pieces of goblin.
All right, so I'm gonna head back upstairs to where Larns is at and call whatever my companions I can over to the table. And I'm gonna point out you ain't got a spirited away problem, you got a goblin problem, them sneaking in, and describe the hole that I found and what I found.
Okay. And Lawrence kind of like peeks down and is like, "Is it safe to come down?"
I'll go down in front of him just so that he can not chicken out.
All right. He walks and like hobbles down, walks over. Is anyone else coming down? Like follow? Okay. Hey, okay. Yurik, are you?
I'm not going down there.
Okay.
Up there with Yurik.
Okay. Angler.
Just as a side note, I'd like to point out, it'd be kind of funny if the turtle came up into the middle of the bar, shed the shad, just went, goblins, picked up a bow. What was that, says Lars. Goblins. Heads back down.
That's pretty close to what happened.
So, Lawrence comes down and checks out the hole, and he's just examining it, and he's like, looking at this hole. About 2 dwarves, easy, can remove this dirt and whatever tunnel this was, and get rid of this cave in if you want to travel it.
I'm gonna say yes, but I'm not paying for a dime of it.
And
Well, I point out to that we can go through the hole, and then once we come out the other side, then send off some kind of a signal as to where the outlet of the hole is.
Suggestion. We know about this incident now. Check others. possible connection. More goblins. We don't want to let them know we come on this one if they escape out other ones.
Well, we have to let them dig out the hole anyways, so we can check those out while they're excavating.
Much noise.
Probably like a day. Okay. So you guys leave it to Lawrence. Lauren, you guys, I guess, go back up the stairs. Lawrence talks to, a couple folks that are still in the bar, and they kind of run off and out the door.
So did you find anything down there?
Ones. Goblins.
I'm just gonna point what he said.
I was afraid it was gonna be something like that. I'm not a friend of underground. Do not see the giant wings on my back.
I'm just gonna point out you don't have to worry about it. We're not under the ground. It'll be in the ground.
Towards the guard out.
I mean, yeah, if you want to, set up a smoke signal or something, I can find it.
All right. So you guys said you're going to go to one of the other ones. Which one are you going?
I'm heading towards the guard outpost.
Guard.
The Marvins.
I'm gonna
what was
head-
the other option?
I'm gonna head towards the spanner one.
Oh boy.
And
Both
just
are bad
recommend we
choices now.
recommend we split into 2 groups.
Oh, okay.
I'll stick with Finland.
It's next to the guard outpost. It's called the Marvins.
All right. So you come to the Marvin's house. We'll do that one first. And
Nope, it's just where did you go, Yurik?
But I'm not gonna leave you to yourself on the spanners. So
Oh, you want the spanners one? Okay. So then it's just Fenlin and Glare.
okay, we're gonna start with the Marvins then. And you come to this door, and it's a typical dwarven door. Like they're just giant doors for some reason, and it's made out of everything's made out of stone. Glorious architecture. It looks kind of like a row home, actually, in that fashion. It's a stone door. Yeah, it's a knocker.
Yeah, Gallon walks up and uses the knocker. Aggressively knocks. Just ting ting ting.
Okay, so the knocker.
Wait, hold on. Caden, I thought you said you went with us to the Spanner residence.
No, I said I was sticking with Finland.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
Alright. So you knock on the door, and these younger couple answer the door and like, "Hello." That there was someone taken in the night from this house. All right, so they kind of like look at you and they're like super skeptical
They're super skeptical. Okay. What can we say?
because you're outsiders and you're also very tall compared to
All
these
right. Well,
gnomes.
since they're skeptical, Gallon is going to take on the persona of Thaddeus McLaughlin. Okay? Detective Thaddeus McLaughlin. Okay? Yes, we have arrived to help you with the situation. Me and my compatriots here. My name is Professor Thaddeus, or Detective Thaddeus McLaughlin. I'm here to help with this goblin situation. We've already went to the tavern and we've found one of the exits. It seems to be possibly a goblin invasion that might be going on. So we're trying to get through this as quickly as we possibly can. So if I could, me and my compatriots here, if we could come inside and possibly search, if you could show us where the last known location of this missing person was, that would be greatly appreciated. So we can help assist you with this problem this town is, you know, going on with. Yes.
All right, so they kind of like, all right, and they kind of like let you in the house.
They tell us where the. What was the situation? Where was the last place that this person was seen?
Whoa, they were inside the house.
Do you know where?
Particularly in the back room.
All right. And has anyone been in that back room since then?
We had to clean up a little bit. She kind of like, he's like, just come with. He like, kind of like grabs your hand, Gillen, and like pulls you towards the back.
Okay, let's go.
And like, her husband's just standing there with the door open, like saying like, how many of you want to come inside? Yeah. Okay. So she takes you back to the back room, and it's literally just a hole in the ground.
The
That
room was a
that
hole?
is- that like the room's pretty big, and in the middle of the floor is literally a giant hole that's probably like 15 feet wide.
It might be. Oh, I can see what you're. Yes. This is. You go right ahead. I'm just like observing. Yeah.
She lights a torch and drops it, and it's a good like 10 feet down, but you notice that she drops it from like the side and it starts like coning inwards to like a smaller section.
So we might have a better point of entry if we decide to go in and look inside this matter a little bit more. Possibly, does it look like we would need to dig that open to get through?
No, it was
Anymore?
left open.
So you know the top part's 15 feet, but how big is the hole going like sideways?
So the whole sideways is fine, but like it's kind of like it's like a manhole in the street. Like you just have to go down,
Hmm.
like feet first.
Okay.
Yeah, so like it goes from 15 feet to about like a standard person can go down.
Okay.
seeing a problem with this.
Yeah.
No. It's just. You can see there's like well, actually, do a perception check for me. Okay. Hold on. You are lucky. So with your perception, you kind of notice that like she tried cleaning this room because it looked like a mess, and she started clean. It looks like she was like using a broom to like kind of like make the hole nicer, so you don't really see much besides this hole. And then she kind of like hands you this piece of paper. She's like, "I found this when I was cleaning."
Hands who?
Either one of you just she holds it out. All right, on the paper it reads 68842.
Indeed.
It is. It's written down. I put it in the notes already.
Nice. So how? Indeed. About what was the approximate time of day that this occurred? Do you know what day and what approximate time?
At night when we're sleeping,
All right. About how long ago?
I don't know, a couple days.
A couple days. All right. Well, do you know the exact day so we can try to match up any other incidents that we find? Was it the same day? Are these continuous? Um, is it like a concentrated attack? We as much information as you could possibly give us on the day that it was.
About 3 days ago.
3 days. Right. So I mean, we're not. We still have another location to check, so we're probably not going to just go down the hole with just the couple of us that are here. So I guess uh, Finland, what do you think we should do? Should we? I think we've got enough information from here at the moment. Maybe we can go try to meet up with the others and try to collect a little bit more. So, indeed, exactly. But still, yeah, exactly. And still, I don't think Marco is going to fit. Indeed.
Also, keep in mind you don't have to go check out the other place. We're already in the middle of checking it out.
That's what we're
While
gonna meet
you're
up
doing.
with you. Like we're gonna meet. Like we don't know
Yeah.
where you are. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you for your cooperation. We will use this information to the best of our abilities to come up with a solution for this problem that's plaguing this town. Your contribution is greatly appreciated. Yes.
So while this is all happening at the Marvin's house, we're going over to the Spanner Sheep hats, where Marco and Yurk are. they could find was a broken window in the back. That's what the guards found, and then there was our cellar door was open.
I'm gonna ask, what side of the hold on. Does that window lead to the exterior of the house?
Yes.
Okay. And then I'm gonna ask her what side of the house it leads to.
It leads to the alleyway. Behind all the houses, between in the middle row, there's always like a front house, and then there's always in the back, your back neighbor. There's actually in the city, there's an alleyway that's between them.
Okay. I'm gonna look to Eric over my shoulder and ask if he wants to go check out the window in the alley, and I'll go check out the cellar.
Okay, I can do that.
Alright.
So window? What window, by the way?
I'll point to where she directed it was.
Okay, so I go where he pointed and look at the window. Stick my head through if it's big enough without risking
I'll
damage.
go with the little girl to the basement.
Alright, so she leads you to the back, in the alley. So the basement doors are actually on the outside in the alleyway. They're actually not inside the house. And it's kind of like when those cellar doors that there are two doors that you open and just walk out.
Okay.
And then the broken window is there's a door that leads out into the alleyway, and there's a window next to it.
And the window is the broken one that I'm sticking my head out, looking
Yes.
at him, coming around the corner and be like, I see you.
I'm going to leave her at the top of the cellar, and I'm going to open the doors and go down by myself.
All right.
I'm gonna, pull my head back in and open the back door and step out into the alley. And I will keep an eye out, but I am not going down those stairs.
I'll just ask you to watch the little girl.
She holds out her doll and she's like, hold it.
I'll hold one arm of the doll carefully so that my claws don't rip it to shreds.
And she holds the other hand.
Before I go down the stairs, is there any... I'm going to ask the little girl if she has any torches or anything.
She kind of just shakes her head no.
Alright. Can I check the ground, see if there's any sticks or anything in the yard?
I rummage in my backpack real quick, and I pull out a hooded lantern. Is this what you need?
Yep, that'll work. I'll take it and head down the stairs.
Alright.
I want that back.
So you light the lantern and give it to him, and he starts walking down the steps. And you realize this is just a small room, and you see there's it's just a bunch of if you ever think a basement, you just store random crap down there.
Yeah.
Boxes, food back then, and then just random furniture. But there's only one wall that is bare. A little section of the wall that's bare.
Okay. Is there anything odd about any of the stuff in the room? It shouldn't be where it is?
No, it seems like it's collected dust, and you see on the floor that there hasn't any movement of these items. Except for the food crates, they've been slightly moved a little bit.
I'm gonna go check out that plain wall and see if there's anything weird about it.
Okay. Are you touching it, or?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll physically push on it and look around and
do an investigation
pull out several
check for me.
bricks. What did she originally say about the cellar?
The doors were open when that happened.
Okay.
All right, now you guys should be able to hear me. I didn't realize my mic was
All right.
not set up properly.
So you feel around,
If you're
And then
watching and you can
kinda
hear
like-
me, please just say something in chat.
You realize that
I think I fixed all the audio
there's some
issues.
give on this wall.
I rushed
do a
this
strength
setup
check for
to this evening to
Okay.
get it going before we start our session. So it's far from perfect. I'll get it better for next
Okay.
week.
So with the strength check, you keep like in looking around the wall, and you found that there's a little give, and pushing on the wall, it's a revolving door. It's a hidden.
I'm gonna go ahead and go through the door.
All right. So you sneak your way through this door, and it leads to a staircase going down.
So is this like a spiral staircase where it's along the wall and you can see down? Or is
No.
it just like solid walls on both sides?
Solid walls, and they go straight down, like just a staircase going down.
Okay, so it's a straight staircase just at an angle?
Yeah.
Can I see anything within the range of the light?
Yeah, you can see a door at the end.
I'm gonna go down. I'm not gonna open it, but I'm gonna go down and take a look at the door and see if there's anything like blood or any recent usage or things like that on the door.
There it seems like the door's been opened. Like there's no dust on the door handle or anything like that.
Can I just open it a peek and look through?
Sure. And while this is happening, Galen. Oh no, Glare, are you still? Glare, where did you wander off to, by the way?
Just round down, see if I can recognize any of the fellows, and then walk towards them.
Wookie Rage, the
To,
desktop
with,
audio
like,
is low,
Galen and Fenlon?
or my audio is low.
I got no idea because I don't know where anything else was. I just knew where the guard was and walked towards there.
Okay, so I imagine talking to the guard post, you would see them walking by.
Okay, let me see if I can fix
Across
that.
the street.
Yeah.
Would have noticed them at least because they won't exactly be like dwarf and goblin giant and probably walk towards them.
Yeah. You would meet up with and so Claire, Galen, and Fenlon, you all arrive at this house by now.
I just imagine outside there's a sea of like small dwarves and stuff walking around, and then there could be like 100. See us standing above. Hey, what's up? What's up? It's only a couple yet. Yeah.
So I
Hey,
turned
Claire,
the
good to see you.
audio up.
We
If it worked,
I believe
just let me know
Marco's already
if they're
inside.
louder.
Is Yurik? Can we see Yurik in the alley?
No, because you guys came from the front door.
Oh, okay.
The door's wide open. Like they never closed it.
Oh. I suppose I'll walk up to the door. I will knock on the door to try to get their attention since we're at the front. I'm not just gonna walk in, just to make sure they know we're part of the same group. We're trying to help.
Do
Learned
I
your
hear
lesson.
them knocking from in the back?
Yeah.
We're back here.
Oh, okay. Start walking around the side.
I love how every clue leads to an underground area.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, geez, I'll have to fix that.
All right. So
Where the
are
heck
you
is that's
all
got to be in my
entering the
Twitch
house,
settings?
or
Let me
just
fix that.
Galen?
I thought he was.
I thought he said they were going around
Yeah.
back.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, run
yeah.
back.
Yeah.
All right. So you guys are going around back to the alleyway.
Yeah.
So you see the cellar doors are open. You see Yuri holding the hand of this little dwarf child, or the doll of this dwarf child.
I'm holding one hand of the doll, and the kid is holding the other hand of the doll, and it's kind of like a third person in between us.
Yeah. Yurik, did you make a friend?
I always make friends.
What's your name?
She's like really shy. She's like,
It's okay. You can tell them. They're here to help too.
Carlin.
Harlan, well, we are here to help Yorick and our other friend, the big turtle. Did you see the big turtle?
Did that fix it, Wookie?
Yurik just points with his other hand
Should be
down
100
the
now.
stairwell
Right,
for the cellar.
Well, I was trying to see if I could get the little girl excited because it was a big turtle.
She's very down for losing her parents.
Oh, trying to cheer up.
I mean, why do you think I'm sitting here holding the doll with her?
Yeah.
So, anyway, since you guys are now in the back, we're gonna go back to Marco. Marco, you are looking through this door. Give me a perception check.
All right.
Alright. Peeking through the door, you see there is a. Are you opening a door fully or just like the few
Just-
inches?
Just like a quarter of the way, just enough to get my fat head through.
Okay, so you are trying to look through the whole room, just putting your head through there.
Yep, just enough to poke my head through, not my whole
No.
body.
Now, when he says poke his head through, did he literally extend his neck?
Thanks,
little
Wookie.
bit
So
to look
they're
in.
still all too
Yes,
quiet.
I reached my neck out of my shell as much as I could, so it was just my head going through.
Because in OBS I
Visual
got
aid here.
their volume all the
wonderful.
way up, and they're really loud in my ears.
Smell
So
this odor of just like dirty, like no one bathes down here. Odor. It's been just sitting there too, and you see there is a couple cages, a table in the center with some papers on it, and then you see there is three other doors. One on the right, one on the left, and one in front of you. Across the room.
No people though.
No people, and it's just a dark room. Like, it's very lowly lit.
I'll take one more gamble, and I'll stroll into the room. And did you say there was a table in the middle of the room?
and
Yeah.
thanks for the 100
I'll take
bits,
a look
by
at
the
the
way,
table.
Wookie
Alright,
Rage.
so
I don't
you're
know if I
walking to the room and looking at the table.
said thank you,
Yep.
but
Alright.
trying to kind
On
of
the
listen
table-
to the DM and
on
what's
the
going
table
on in
you
the
see
game
this bunch
too.
of
So
papers. Did you want to read the documents?
Yep.
The documents state it's basically like forms they fill out, and it's like describing people, like race,
okay. I'm gonna keep on.
eye
I'll add some
color, hair
filters,
color,
see if I can get the gain up on
about
my audio.
age, basically creating like a document for papers for someone. And then at the bottom there is a bunch of lines that state like ownership is for this area, and it will say like it'll say name and then sold for.
So I'm gonna take a quick look around the room, see if there's anybody left in the cages or anything.
Cages are empty.
Okay. I'm gonna take
Besides
the.
some chains that
I
are
just
left
increased
in
the
there.
gain, so hopefully that helps.
Are these chains affixed to the cage?
Yes.
How heavily?
They were. Think of like they were wrapped around the bars and then linked to each other to where you can't break them off. Like you can't just unhook them.
Yeah, I rushed to
Okay.
get that done. So
They were made to
eventually,
be
it's
there
also gonna.
permanently.
I'm also gonna have their who's
Okay, I'm
playing
gonna
the
take the
character,
papers,
what the
and
character
I'm gonna
is,
head
what their
back
class
upstairs.
is, and what the character's name
Okay.
is, showing below their names. But I just didn't
You
have time
head
to
back
get it
upstairs.
done. So I did one, and it's not even finished proper. But it'll look something
And
like
you
this.
meet Galen, Glare,
So
Yuri,
the name will be
and
fixed
Finland.
properly a little bit.
and the little girl.
Okay. So I am. As I was coming upstairs, I tucked the paper away in my pouch. And then once we reach the top of the stairs, I notice everybody, or I shouldn't say we. When I get to the top of the stairs and I get out of the cellar,
Yeah, I can help you
I'll
with it.
just
It's
point
really
out that I
easy.
got some things
I
to go
followed a YouTube
over
video,
when
so I can
we
send
meet
that
up
to you.
at a different location. And as I say different, I'll just kind of nudge my head towards the little girl, and then ask what we're gonna do with the
Is their
little girl,
volume
because we
better
can't
now
just
that I've
leave her in a
increased
house
the
by herself.
gain filter?
That has a compromised cellar.
Oh, you found bodies, did you?
No. And I specifically say out loud that there were no dead people down there. And then I'll just ask maybe we should drop her off at the guard post. Or with Lawrence at the tavern and she could stay there.
Let's take her to the tavern. Let one of the one of the maids can take care of her.
The tavern had a problem with the orcs and stuff, or not the orcs, the goblins too. But
But
Yeah, but
that door has got
Lars,
6 locks and it's an active building.
true.
There's at least some adults to take care of her instead of just leaving her.
And then
to the
I
window.
point out
Yep.
that. So I also point out that one was a exit type hole. This one is a well, actually, I'll start the sentence and then I'll drop it off and just ignore it for now.
Indeed.
And then I'll just say we'll go over it in more detail later.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we found some information as well. How about we take our little friend here over to the tavern, and then we'll have a discussion about all the stuff we found out.
Sounds good to me.
Agreed.
lean over to the little girl. How about that? Would you like to go get some food at the inn?
Sure.
And
Right.
I'm gonna walk with her down to the inn.
Start heading towards the inn.
All right. So you guys all walk to the inn as a group, I imagine.
Yep.
Okay. Walking to the inn, walking to the tavern there, and Lawrence is he is always drinking something, but this time he switched to ale.
I mean, he is a dwarf.
Yeah, to be fair, he's a dwarf.
By now, it's probably about midday, so now like lunch traffic has come around, and the tavern's a lot more busier because it's lunchtime.
So I'm just gonna stride right in and talk to Lawrence and tell him, do you have somebody that can watch her? And then say, can we speak somewhere private?
He kind of calls over like one of the waitresses and says, "Can you take her?" And she like points to the little girl, and she just grabs her hand and pulls her over to like a booth like far away, and like kind of like sits down with her.
Okay. Do you have a private dining room?
Or any private
Or
room. that
at
we can
least a
speak
room
in.
of some sort, yes.
Preferably one with a window.
We could use one I guess the inn rooms that have windows.
Second floor, right?
Sure.
All right. So I'm gonna recommend we go up to one of those rooms, and then being it's got a window, Yuri can stick his head out the window to make himself feel more comfortable. And being it's on the second floor, less odds of being over or eavesdropped on.
You open the window and I'll hang on from the outside.
All right, that works.
I go around and I wait for them to, find the room and open the window, and I see which window is open, and I, perch on the edge of that window.
I can all see you just you're perched on the window because the windows is only so big.
Yeah.
You could just like you're ducked
I-
in a squat position.
Yeah, but I'm on the outside, the squat with, two claws on the my feet on the bottom frame and a claw on each side holding myself.
Okay. So you guys
So-
all enter a room, and he shuts the door and says, "So, well, what did you want to talk about?"
So I'm going to start out by pointing out that at the Spanner residence, I found a tunnel that is a permanent fixture. It was not dug last minute as an escape. And then I point out that good news, your townspeople aren't dead. Yay! Bad news, they're slaves. And I hand him the document with all the sales receipts and information.
So they're like blank documents, basically. It's like fill in the blank kind of ones that like everyone hates filling out. And he kind of looks at the documents and stares back at you, and it's like, "This is bigger than I thought."
Well, based on that, I'm not inclined to trust God's people. They knew about all 3 incidents, did not send anyone to investigate, have not come back with any sort of main proof, and have also inhibited this investigation.
Indeed.
He's kind of like, "Well, this is a very peaceful town. We normally don't have trouble. We normally just have, the drunk or someone too drunk, and he has to be thrown into this prison for all night. He gets a small fine. Stuff like that."
Well,
So I'm going to ask Galen what they found at the other place.
well, at the the Marvin residence, I believe is the name of the place, right? Is where we went. We went to the
Yep,
Marvin
yep.
residence.
Yep.
They seemed hesitant to help us, so I told them I was investigator Thaddeus McLaughlin, and I didn't even have to persuade. They just immediately dragged me to the back and showed me. But there was a rather large hole in the ground there as well, and it started out large and then got down. It narrowed down towards the bottom into a regular-sized person hole, but it looked kind of like this is to Holland or the DM. It looked kind of like the other one as well, that was in the cellar.
It was
The other
bigger.
place.
Only
So
once you get past the giant cone.
Yeah,
the,
yeah.
the one in Marvin was basically a giant manhole that went from 15 feet to normal person would just fit through it.
Yeah.
And
So we
it's
rely that information.
vertical, and the one you saw in the cellar was actually horizontal.
Oh, okay. So this is
So-
a vertical. Okay.
Yeah, this is vertical, kind of like if
After
you just dig down in the ground.
So it's kind of like an ant lion hole.
Yeah, like a kind of like an ant hole. It's just dug down.
So I'm gonna ask after hearing this, I'm gonna ask Lawrence how what's the word I want to use? How trustworthy are the local guards if they didn't find a 15-foot hole in a back room worth exploring for evidence?
Yeah, like in multiple locations here. This is ridiculous.
I mean, I understand the other 2 rooms. 'Cause the one was well disguised; it was a actual wall that you had to find,
Mhm.
and the other one was just it looked like a collapsed, failing structure. But a 15-foot hole in the floor,
And they
that's
didn't report it.
not
Yeah.
something you can brush off. It wasn't listed in any of the evidence they gave us, and they clearly never investigated it.
They were more than happy to let any
Oh, yeah.
stranger into it.
To show any kind of help.
Well, who was the investigator on it?
Good question.
Because
I'm just gonna turn the question back around on him and ask him if he knows anything about who was in charge of looking into this case.
well, a couple of our investigators went to go look in the forest for the people who've gone missing outside the city here or town, and they've even gone missing.
Okay. maybe we should return to the Marvins and try to see if they've contacted the guards at all, and who was the contact, like, who came by. Did anybody come by from the guards? Because they had to report that, right, to get this, this information and stuff.
Oh, I'm going to point out to the group that the path I went down still has 3 doors to check out,
Mm.
and I decided not to check them out alone.
Probably not a bad idea, but I don't think I can help.
No, it seems like the majority of this is going to be underground. I don't know how we can, deal with that.
Hmm.
Well, you can put a blindfold on.
What?
We say nothing.
I guess not. You can get him really drunk.
What?
You can force him down there.
I'm not going to force him.
What?
For offering,
I mean-
he will take up that offer for all that free air you have just offered.
I mean, he can stay on the surface and we'll take the reward.
There's some great sleeping potions at the potion shop.
What?
I'm just going to point out we can think on this while we head to the Marvins.
Right.
Alright.
Try to investigate into this more.
Alright, so you go back to the Marvins.
Yeah.
And the couple answered the door again. Said, "Oh, you're back!"
Yes, we've returned with a couple more of our compatriots. We wanted to look in a little bit more, not into the giant hole itself, but did you report this to the guards? And did someone come by already to take a look?
Well, we reported it, but they checked it out and said they'll be back. But they haven't been back.
Do
How
you remember
long
the
ago?
name of the gentleman, and how long ago was this?
His name was what was his name, honey? Kuvani Lava Finger? No, it wasn't Lava Finger. It was Twilight Heart, wasn't it? Yeah, Kuvani Twilight Heart.
Giovanni Twilight Heart. All right. And was this what was this a dwarf, a gnome, a human, an
It
elf?
was a dwarf.
A dwarf. All right. And they were a member of the guard. Did they give a title or anything, like investigator, captain?
He was an investigator.
Investigator Kuvani Twilight Heart. Thank you. All right. Maybe we could try to compare notes. I'm just telling this to them, Maybe see if they found out anything. Thank you so much. Can we think of anything, or can we think of anything else to ask these wonderful people? I'm asking the group.
I'm going to ask if either of them have ever gone down the hole.
They kind of like back away, and they're like, no.
Why are they still here inside house, which has big hole? Why not move to next door or something?
Are you asking them?
Yes.
Well, this is our home.
Yes, fantastic idea. Home is great place, yes. Why stay in place where other people have been abducted with large hole in ground, possibly mysterious disappearances? Not seem logical.
We take turns throughout the night staying up. We're fine.
So I'm going to recommend we go to the guard tower next.
Do we want to ask Lawns about this person first, just to make sure? You know what I mean? We're going to the guards first.
I'm
We
pointing-
finished looking into that cellar.
Indeed. We have that too. Maybe get more information before we
Yeah.
head that way. Yeah.
And then I point out, plus the guard post is right there, and I point over my back with my thumb.
Right. I think I agree with going to the other house first. Getting a little bit more information. You said there were doors and whatnot. Thank you, both of you, for your assistance. We will again. You'll most likely see us again. We shall return to investigate a little bit more. Guess we're leaving them. Maybe we're done here.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm thinking to make this easier on Holland, I might amend my character a bit, and just when he has to go underground, he's gonna just complain about it constantly.
This whole thing seems to be underground. We're just gonna be minus a person the whole time.
You planning on taking any time off, go sleep at
Yeah.
the tavern.
Oh look, we have a 4-week stint underground. No bird.
Yeah.
All right.
So
Or, a
That's
dis-
okay.
or like a discomfort to the point where you get like a disadvantage in a couple things.
Yeah, that's fine.
Something more along those lines.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, that's fine.
I don't mind having disadvantage underground and like not being able to fly unless there's a room, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
I'll say this: if you can't fly, you like if the ceiling is too like it's like just tall enough for you to walk, then you get
Yeah.
disadvantage. But if you can fly, like you just get normal.
Yeah. Because you think about it, even like golden eagles and stuff like that, they can't fly through a forest because their wingspan is too great. And I imagine your
Yeah.
wingspan is even larger than that.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I think average wingspan is like 8 to 10 feet.
Yeah.
Oh, we headed to the Marvins? Or not the Marvins, the Spanner?
In spanner shape.
Sounds like a plan to me. Investigate this. So we've
Right.
already left.
Straight to the cellar, and when we
Yeah.
get to the cellar, I guide them to the trick door that revolves and into the room.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. So standing upright, my character would be about 5 feet tall. So wings would have to be at least 8 feet each.
Can't tuck them.
Oh yeah, they fold up like normal wings.
He meant fully expanded.
Oh,
I meant
gotcha.
fully extended. They would be about 8 feet each. So that's with a 2 foot body width, that's an 18-foot wingspan.
Well, the wing joints would be right next to each other on your back. They'd be like
Yeah.
a foot apart or less. But the point stands, yeah.
All right. So you guys are heading to the spanner shape house, and going back. So you're going back through the revolving door and like where you found the papers.
Yeah, I guide them to the room as far as I went.
So you guys are in this room, and you see on the right is a door, left is a door, and in front of you is a door.
And we haven't.
I'm just gonna turn and ask, how do you guys want to do this?
I'll just go up to each door and listen and see if I hear anything.
Walk up to my nearest door and just open it.
Okay.
So Fenlon probably gets through listening to one door.
Yeah, pretty much.
So, Fendlin, you go up to a door, and
Jeez.
you just—it's quiet. It's dead quiet. Glare, you go up to a door and you just open it, and you find another door behind it.
Which door did he open?
Which side were you on, the right or the left?
Right.
Right. Okay. So you open the door, and there's just another door right there.
So I'll go to the left door, or the left door is the one I heard that was quiet. I'm gonna check for traps.
Okay.
And then if there's no traps, I will slightly open it just enough to see. if if what I see inside.
All right. I guess this would be investigation for traps.
Okay.
When you say there's another door, do you mean like it's directly behind it, or it's...
Like there's like 5 feet, and then there's another door.
So it's just a straight hallway, like 5 feet long.
Yeah, it's like
Okay.
it's double doored. So
18.
Ooh, nice.
18. There is no traps.
Okay, so I'll open it slightly, as quietly as I can, and
All right.
look and see
You
what I can
find
see.
another door.
Fantastic. That's what I was
So,
expecting.
seeing this, I'm just gonna walk forward and rip the door open. That's straightforward.
All right. You see a set of steps going down.
That's probably where we need to go. Maybe not, though.
Open up this next
I-
Do
door.
we have to?
I'm going to approach the second door where I was and do
Okay.
the
Are
same
you guys
process.
opening them at the same time?
That's a good question, Glare.
Sure.
Are you opening the second door too?
Yeah, he said he was.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll
So
open
you
them at the
guys
same
Knocked
time.
over.
So you guys both open the door, and we'll go with Glare's door first. So you open the door, and there's a bunch of crates in there, and the odor from there is terrible. It's
Whose
like
door was that?
rot. That was Glare's.
Okay.
There's like some flies, like roaming around in the room, but the smell is is the worst thing in this room.
I'm spelled with worse. Like to conduct an investigation into these mysterious crates.
Yeah, sure.
Looking for is one, the source of the smell, and if I can recognize if it is from a particular animal of any type, if it turns out to be a meat.
All right. So, okay. So, looting through these crates, it is just rotted food. Like you got your fruits, your vegetables. There's meat in another one. The meat is actually cooked. It's kind of like it wasn't jerky, but it was just like pre-cooked stuff. But it all went bad, just rotting.
Um, and that's in every one of the crates in this room.
Yeah, like some have just fruit, some have just vegetables, but they're all like that.
With the investigation complete, I'll just head back out, close the door, and say food storage, all rotten, nothing there.
Okay. Well, now we go to Finland's door that you open, and it's more crates.
Okay. Smelling just as bad as...
So the smell isn't as bad, but it just kind of smells like dirty laundry.
Can I investigate them a little bit?
Yeah.
Do you want me to roll?
Sure.
All right.
Okay. So looking through these crates, you can just open a few of them, and you notice that like one has shackles in them. That is just for hands. There's another crate that has the shackles that for the hands and feet with a chain attached to them, and they're all just like piled into these crates. And then there's other crates that are just full of dirty clothing, and it looks like it's like all different kinds of clothing because it looks like farming clothing. It looks like some noble, like nicer clothing like that. All types of people. And it's not just small clothing, it's big clothing and such.
Okay.
Looks like they've been abducting people for a while.
Mm-hmm. All right.
But and then you also see another crate that is nicely folded, that is just plain clothing.
Like commoners' clothes, like lower class type clothes. Or...
Yeah, like lower class.
Okay.
Like kind of like, and it's not even like, it's all the same size, and it's made for like about the size of a gnome.
Gotcha. Okay.
Just a lot skinnier.
Okay. Do I see anything else, like any doors, trapdoors, switches, anything?
Nope.
Okay. So I'll go back with the group, and I think we're focusing on the door with the stairs.
So, with the torch held forward, do I see anything at the bottom of the stairs?
You can see another door.
So, after hearing Glare talk about the rotten food, I'm just gonna start stomping down the stairs, audibly muttering curses under my breath about wasting good food.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna go straight to the bottom of the stairs and open the door.
Okay.
Obviously upset and annoyed.
Now that you guys see this, so you open the door, and it comes to a little bit bigger room. I'll post this, and there you go. Now you do it the layout. It looks like. So you walk down in this room, and at the edge of the room is a desk with, like, some ink on it, some papers, some other like desk stuff that you keep on there.
Ink, paper, sand, blotter, wax.
Yeah, stuff like that.
What's written on the papers? Kind of hop over as best I can.
Okay. So you hop over, and it's those same documents that Marco found earlier, except for some of them are partially filled out with a owner of the number 68842, but the sold for is still blank.
That number is the same number from earlier, isn't it?
The one in the Marvin's house.
68842 is the one from the paper that we were given.
Was it 668842 or 688?
68842.
Yep.
Okay. Both of you speaking at once made that incredibly confusing.
68842.
Okay, I added too many sixes earlier. Okay. I'm assuming they were supposed to be the same number, right, Holland?
Yes.
Okay.
Is there anything else special on these papers?
They also have a stamp of it looks like 3 fingers with a line through them. So the 3 lines with the 3 fingers are facing up, and then there's a line going through it, horizontal. And there's a stamp of that.
So does that mean shipment number 4? What's the stamp mean? Can you guys hazard a guess at this?
So it's 3 fingers with a line horizontal through it?
Yes.
I don't know.
Can I do a knowledge check?
You mean like a history check?
Yeah.
Sure.
See if I recognize it from anything I've read before.
Sure. You remember it being on the goblin that was dead by the cart before you got into Mal'Ganis. It was on his forehead.
Hmm.
I'm going to point out what I remembered to the group.
So there's definitely a connection there.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything else of interest in this room? Start looking around.
There is like a few like bookshelves that looks like there's just like a filing system.
Anything nice and shiny?
Do a investigation check.
Well, if there is, I ain't seeing it.
Nope, you don't see it.
Can I look around as well?
Sure.
Investigation.
And that symbol was on a stamp, right?
Yes.
So
All right, a 10. So looking around, like, are you looking like at the walls? Or are you looking in the desk?
I'm a pretty thorough ranger scout, so I'd be looking wherever. But
All right, so you're
if you need me to pick, then I can. But I'd be more thorough.
so you're kind of just like checking around, and like you find like a couple like gold like on shelves that were just like randomly placed there, and it equals about like 4 gold.
Okay. I'll grab it. And for now, I'll just put it in my bag, but I'll let the group know because I know actually who all lost. Well, yeah, who all lost money?
All my money is gone.
The 3 of you did, right?
Yeah.
The 3 of you that were
Yeah.
jailed. Do you each want 1 gold? It'll be
That would
something.
be amazing.
I'm just going to shrug it off.
I would love a gold.
And what about? Oh, geez, hang on.
Blair.
Names.
Blair.
Blair. Did you want some of this gold? I didn't catch that. Sorry.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, I'll give you each 2 because you said it was 4 gold, so I'll give each of them 2.
No.
I'm going to pocket the stamp and the paperwork.
Okay.
Did I find anything else or just the gold?
It was just gold, and like if you looking through like you got 10. So looking through like the shelves, like you notice like there's a lot of paperwork. And it looks like they use some kind of like carbon paper to make copies of all the documents, and you realize that whoever was here was doing this as like a home or like an outpost of some sort, because there's a lot of documents on this wall. There's probably like at least 200.
Interesting.
I'm just going to take a handful of them with me.
Okay.
And then I'm going to physically start pushing on walls and stuff for any other secret passages.
Okay. Pushing on the walls and stuff like that. You don't really find anything else.
Question.
Answer.
If I look into all these documents, are they in any sort of foreseeable or special pattern in terms of filing system?
They're in order of race.
Are they all written in the same hand? Like the fill-in bits, are they all written in the same hand?
Looking at like a few of them, some of them are like they'll start off as like one handwriting and then like they'll fill in with another.
I would
There's
to
more
look
than one
at
person
all
at
the
this.
ones
There's
that have the dwarven side of it for any mention of Kovani.
Looking around, you're looking at the dwarf side, and you're looking that there is a copy of one with Kuami.
I will pocket that one.
Okay.
Did you read
that
it
a
first?
copy?
Nope, just pocketed it.
Ah, did you share it with anybody?
Not
Nope.
really. I'm not going to do anything in here because we haven't got the right lighting for it, so it's kind of like
Fair.
I'm looking for
Okay.
it. We can look at it once we're in a place where it will seem a lot better to investigate it.
Fair.
Anything else that you're looking at in this room?
Go ahead.
Can we get out of here?
I'm gonna head back and go into the other two side rooms and take a quick feel around the walls for anything odd there.
You feel the walls, and they're pretty solid. It feels like this is just it.
I question the rest of the group. What was the name of little girl?
Carlina? Was it what?
Her name was Carlin.
Carlin.
Carlin Spanner Shape.
I'm
That's her
very
full name.
looking forward to relating to that particular surname as well.
Alright, so you look through the dwarf area there again, and you find there's two documents with Spanner Shape. It's a Virfex and a Quover.
Those and pocket them for later.
Any more documents you look at?
It's the only two ones that I recognize the names of. Didn't pick up the name of the one, the tavern person that was taken, and I hadn't visited the other ones, so I don't know their names. So, out of the two ones that I've actually visited, no, that's the ones I'm taking.
Alright.
I'm good to go.
Yep, I'm good.
Good. Let's get out of here.
Indeed.
I'd like rush my way back to the way out.
Alright. So you guys just walk back up to where you were, go out the cellar door. Where are you going from there?
As soon as I can get outside, I stretch my wings.
Okay.
So I'm gonna point up to the group and ask who should we trust with the information, seeing as how it's obvious there's corruption in this town.
I would recommend Lars. He ordered us here. He doesn't seem to have any part of it. I do not trust any of the guardsmen.
Right. He seems
I would
to
agree with
be-
that.
From his demeanor, he seems to be an ex-adventurer himself. So, if anyone, I agree. Should talk to him.
No, we're out in the light, I imagine. We are out light, are we?
Yeah, it's like 1 or 2 in the evening.
I'm going to pull out those documents I took down and have a look and see if I can work out any of the details of it.
Okay. So which ones are you looking at?
First of all, it would be with Kovani.
Okay, Kuami, Twilight Heart is a young dwarf, probably around 30, 40. And he's got dark brown hair, brown eyes. They described him as like that stout dwarf.
Sit down, doesn't it?
And male, and basically that was it. And like, so it's very description of like what.
No price on it.
And then at the bottom it does say the number, and then it says sold for. 100 gold.
8842 and then 100.
Yeah.
Lovely. And the other two documents for the spanner? Whatever.
So the spanner and both spanner shapes, you realize that Virvex is female, and she is a gnome. Oh, no, she's a dwarf, and Quover is a dwarf. And Quover is the male. And kind of like similar description, like typical dwarf, because they don't like normal descriptions. And they same number and same price. So it's 100 gold.
So next to the price was the same 68842.
Yes.
So that's not a slave number.
I turn
Is
back
that
to
a-
Ian and Marco and say, we could sell one of these ones. Fine. Each. That's just a thought.
We could what?
It looks like a dwarf is worth 100 gold in these parts. So we could sell some people and pay off our fine.
So at the Marvin's house, we found a piece of paper that had 68842. What kind of paper was that? What else was on that paper?
Think of like a business card. It dropped out of someone's pocket. It was like that size.
You think that's the buyer? Instead of using a name, they're using the number.
That's what I'm thinking. But I'm trying to figure out why it was at the Marvin's house. Wait, where in the house was it located? Or was it outside the house?
She said she found it. Where's the moment? She said she found it like in the same room as the hole.
Hmm. Do you think there's any chance that business card came off of the guard? The investigator? The Kuvani Twilight Heart?
I doubt he would have sold himself.
No. I mean, he might not be a buyer, he could be a seller, and it might be the person who sold the goods.
But he's on this document for a sell price. He has
Oh,
been sold.
okay. I forgot about that part. Wait. He's an investigator, right?
Yes.
So that makes him part of the guard. He wasn't listed among the Spirited Away incidents. How would they not notice
Exactly.
one of their own vanishing?
Indeed.
Icarus?
Hmm?
Icarus?
Never mind.
I think he's getting
Oh.
at the point. He looked into something he wasn't supposed to.
Indeed.
Is that what you were getting at?
Oh, he was spirited away. The movie. That's what he was. It was a picture
I
film.
haven't-
Yes.
I
Yeah.
haven't seen the movie.
Indeed. So I think at least I'm coming to the conclusion here that the guard don't seem to be as forthright as they believe they are. Or they seem to be. Are you fellows coming up with the same assumption here? Because one of their
I'd
own,
have to
yeah,
agree.
indeed.
I never
believe
did
we
like
should.
guard.
True, I didn't like them either because
A
I
lot of
spoke
you
and they threw me in jail. So, let's go possibly speak with Lars one more time, get this information, and find out and figure out what we need to do next. Because we have a couple holes to grow through, it seems.
Just going to make a realization kind of look and just look at both. Look at Galen directly. They've sold us.
Are you
We are
kidding?
pretty much like, if you look at the price that they're selling their people is the same price they set for our bail, 100 gold, which is fairly unreasonable.
Indeed. For our crimes. And not to mention, our friend that broke the door, it wasn't much. Was it the same amount as me? All I did was speak.
You spoke, you got 100. I made loud noises, I got 100.
You
I
guys
broke
were each 90. Is what he had
It
said.
was 90 after the bail.
Right.
10%.
Oh,
Hold on.
yeah.
So
Remaining fines. Yep. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I got it.
Yeah, so it was
Must have
100,
saying that
100 for each of you,
Yep.
plus an additional 150 to
Yep.
one of you.
Right. We need to go to Laws, go to a private room again and discuss this over and figure out what we're going to do. Because if the guards are against us, which it seems they are, they might be part of this. This is larger than what we initially thought.
I'm gonna real quick go through the handful of papers I had picked up off the floor and see if there's any descriptions or names matching any of us on the paperwork.
Right. And what was the name of the lady that was it the captain? Who was the old lady at the guard's place? What was her name?
she never gave you a name.
Never gave a name. Okay.
She never gave a name, no.
No.
I don't think we ever asked.
But
Maybe
Lars
Lars will
knows
know.
her. Remember,
Did
she's
you,
super
right.
friendly.
Did you catch what I said, Holland?
Oh, you want to look at the papers?
Yeah,
So-
all the paperwork I grabbed, see if there's any descriptions or names matching any of us.
Matching any of you? No.
Giant turtle.
That's why I listed descriptions. Because if there was anything like that, it would stand out.
Mhm.
No, like a lot of these were there's like a couple humans, but you notice that a lot of them are just either halfling, gnome, or dwarf.
Yeah.
Alright, we can head to the
going
tavern.
to quickly run back down into that section again and go back to the dwarf section and look for Lars's name.
Larns, you look for Larns, and you don't see Larns, but you don't know his last name.
Yeah, kind of had to stab there.
But there is a couple dwarves in there that you grabbed.
And, how many dwarf side ones would you say there are?
You grabbed like a handful, didn't you? And you're a your hand's pretty big, isn't it?
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
if you grab like a handful, it's probably about like 30 or 40 that you grabbed.
I'll grab as many as I can and bring them up.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna
And we'll
start
look at
making
the
my way to the tavern.
Yeah, to the tavern.
Paperwork time. Woo.
Adventure.
Alright, so to the tavern, are you guys talk to Lawrence first, or are you sitting at a table?
No, straight up to Lars. Room. Yeah.
He kind of like hobbles back to the same room you guys went to.
And I'm just gonna take all the paperwork out of my bag and just toss it on whatever table surface is in the room, and point out there's a hell of a lot more cases.
He kind of like looks around. And he's like, "Holy, wow! This is a lot to handle here." Oh, whose names have you found so far?
I'm just gonna point. There's the paperwork.
got these documents that I've pulled aside for the Spanish apes and for Cavani himself. The rest is if he can identify anyone.
Alright, he starts rummaging through, and he picks out 2 papers that you looked at but didn't really notice. You know they were dwarves, but you didn't notice who they actually were. And one of them was called Mailin and Gertrude. Stormheim is the last name. He kind of like sits on the bed and stares at the 2 papers.
And I believe we came to the assumption as well that the price that they were selling these people for is the same price they posted our bail for.
That we'll find for.
Right. Oh, yeah, exactly. That we would have to. That was our find for. So they may have been trying to sell us as well.
And he kind of like looks at the names, and he realizes
Is that your wife and daughter?
it is. But why is my daughter sold for more than my wife?
I don't want to answer that.
Mhm.
And you notice that it's like 3 times the price. So his wife was sold for 100, and his daughter was sold for 300.
Crazy.
I make a sideways comment to Marco. She's worth more than you.
Did your daughter have any special?
I'm just not gonna say anything.
Could your daughter use magic or anything? Did she exhibit any abilities or anything?
She was going to school, but it was very basic.
I see.
I'm gonna take a second look at the documents, specifically the prices, and look for any that are higher value.
Looking to like how close are you looking at these?
I'm just scanning through, looking for anything with a higher than the normal 100 gold. Specifically looking at the prices.
All right, you find a couple are 200 to 300. They like
Okay.
range.
I'm gonna take a look at the names and gender and physical descriptions in that.
Some of them don't even have names. It's literally just like
Well, I'm more
Like-
interested in the physical rundowns.
so. The physical rundown is like they all range from like male and female, but you do notice that the ages are younger than the ones that are sold for less. Those ones are higher in age.
I'll
Maybe
just point
targeting
out that
children.
Yeah.
If that's the case, then why wasn't the spanner-shaped girl taken?
She might not have been home.
Hmm.
She was home. She was upstairs. Maybe because her parents were up late that night?
Possibly.
But I mean, if they're selling children for more, then it would stand to reason that they would attempt to take the child as well.
Well, you also notice that it wasn't just children; it's like young adults, like
Right.
or like of age to like just get married.
Okay. So I'll point out that she might have been too young.
Right.
Fair enough.
Labor, slavery,
Yeah.
sell.
Labor and lifespan. So
3 numbers, 3 sale prices. No variation.
I'm gonna point out to Lawrence that there's obvious corruption in this town, and kind of try and get an idea on what route we should take next.
Well, looking at this, it looks like. Did you tell him like all about like what you found in the houses?
Yeah, I'll point out everything that I discovered, and also I'll show him the stamp that holds the same symbol as the goblins.
Okay. He tells you that that is a tribe that's local to this area. And he's just like, but they haven't really been bothersome. So I wonder why. And it must have help.
Hey, Yogi Bear.
And he starts thinking, it's like, I think what you should do.
So this one doesn't have a
is
lot of
take the
visuals.
tunnel
It's
and-
a lot more
that we dug out.
talking and role playing. So I'm just muted in the Discord chat, so they don't hear me.
After it's
Right.
dug out.
Right. So we have about a day on that, right?
A little, like probably tomorrow morning they'll be ready.
All right.
How
What time
about
is it
we
now?
head out as soon as it's ready? Because if we can catch anything in there in a groggy state, that would be preferred.
Now since you've done all those, it's probably like almost 4 or 5 in the evening.
I needed a
I
good,
think before
good
the shops
stretch.
close,
Thank you,
we should
Yogi.
gather
I
any
will
supplies that we can.
definitely do a big stretch.
Indeed.
If we're gonna be underground, we're
You
gonna
can't
need
see it because
torches
I don't have
and
a
the
cam
like.
on, but I promise you I did a stretch.
Well, I have a grand total after we were robbed by the gods. I have a current total of 2 gold.
Dude.
Indeed.
I'm just gonna go
So
up to my room and go to sleep.
I am going to get a drink. I can't afford anything. Get a drink and then I'm going to bed.
You got 2 gold on you now. You should be able to afford a drink.
Yes, I can get a drink.
Yeah.
I can get that. Yes.
Did you need to be spotted for some extra?
Actually,
No, I'm
1
good.
gold should get you a lot of stuff.
Right, but I mean, I'm already set. I-
Realistically, prices should be in the copper to silver range.
Mm.
Right, and
Yeah.
we haven't. I know we haven't done any abilities. I don't necessarily need anything for what I do, and I just leave it at that. That's all I say.
You see in the dark?
We shall see.
Alright, well, once they're discovering all that sort of thing, we'll just start cleaning up all the paperwork and putting it into a nice pile.
I'm gonna go out and see if any of the, any of the shopkeepers have torches for sale.
Okay. So there is a general store across the street.
Okay, I'm gonna go over there and
How
I
are the
wanna get
volume levels,
some
Yogi, if you're
extra
still
torches
watching?
and
'Cause
some oil
I had
for
to make
my
some adjustments. I was told
lantern.
the volumes weren't that
Okay.
great. So
Okay. So he's kind of like, you walk in, like, how can I help you?
Do you have any torches and or lantern oil?
He kind of like brings out this giant box, and he's like, I got plenty of torches, lantern oil. I got this somewhere, and he kind of like looks around, and he's like, all right, I got a vial.
Okay, so you have 1 flask of lantern oil. I will definitely take that. And let's say 10 torches.
All right, that will cost you 1 silver piece and 2 copper pieces.
All right.
I got this weird music playing in the background, a medieval market, and it's like happy
Okay.
and cheerful.
I hit the adjust currency and did 1 silver and 2 copper and click the remove button.
So it doesn't minus from the gold. It doesn't understand that 1 gold equals 10 silver. You might actually have to turn 1 gold into 10 silver, and then 1 silver into 10 copper.
Interesting.
I'll remove 1 gold and add 10 silver. I will remove 1 silver.
It's sad that I know that by heart.
And add 10 copper. And then I will remove the 1 silver and 2 copper for the cost.
All right. And he hands you, like all the torches and like a smaller crate, and puts the vial in there too, and says, "Here you go."
Excellent. Thank you, thank you. Alright, I'm gonna carry that out the front and over to a bench where I can bundle up the torches nice neat and place them in my backpack. And then I'm gonna also find a place for the oil flask so it won't jar or break in my backpack and put it in as well.
All right. Anyone else?
I went to bed right away so I could aim to be up by midnight.
Okay.
And I will go a self-approve. I'm just going to do a watch, just looking out for any unusual activity on the streets below whilst everyone else is sleeping.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't have anything I need to do, so I'll
And when
probably. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, you can go ahead and finish.
I was just gonna say I'll probably just go to my room as well.
When midnight rolls around, I'm gonna get up and head down to the basement and just kind of stand guard over the dwarves that are mining, so that as soon as it's ready, I can wake the others and we can go.
All right. So they're taking like an okay time. Like they're making sure this tunnel's not gonna collapse. Like they're putting like wood up, braces. They're moving dirt, and they're probably a good like 50 feet down this tunnel and still digging it out.
Jeez.
And like one takes like a small like break off to the side, and then the other one keeps mining, and then they switch off once in a while. All right. So who is asleep now?
What time is it?
Well, since you guys did all this, it's probably like 6 o'clock by the time you
Okay.
guys got all done
I'm
this.
fast asleep.
Yeah, because we're getting up at the supposed to be getting up at the crack of dawn, I think. To
Yeah, so
yeah,
Except
go-
for
I'm asleep.
Blair. I know Blair is staying up for a watch. Yes.
Gallon's just going to sleep.
I'm gonna perch on the roof and sleep my
All right.
usual manner.
All right.
Yeah, I'll probably go down and get some dinner before going to sleep. But then, yeah, after eating, I'd head to bed.
All right. Taking a pause moment. It is 11 p.m. How does everyone feel?
I'm good.
You're looking
I
at me,
am
aren't
good.
you?
Yes, I am.
Keep going. I don't want to ruin it for everybody else.
Well, you guys are
I
taking
mean-
a sleep in game, so I'm like,
Yeah, I was just thinking, well, if ever there was a stopping point, this would be it before we get started on the underground adventure.
Wait, wouldn't
Yeah.
we be stopping an hour early?
Yeah.
yes.
Yes. but we're at a good point to stop, is what I'm saying.
It's up to you guys.
I'm good either way. So I may not be uh as lively, but I'm still good. I'm okay. I was planning on being around till midnight, so but if
Keep going.
it also depends, Holland, you know where we're heading. Do you see this needing us longer than an hour to complete or to get to another stopping point?
I mean, I'm okay with ending on a cliffhanger.
Yes, it's a big yes. I know you guys are going to stop at a place that is going to
What are you
be.
talking about? We would never take more than, more than just an hour to get a simple discussion done, or no, it would never be us. Our one shots lasted 3 days.
Yeah, yeah. I've learned my lesson. Don't make a 4-hour session for the crew.
A 4-day session, you say?
It turned to be a 3-day one shot rather than a 4-hour one.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you guys want to keep going, I can keep going.
Sure.
I'm fine to keep going. Yep.
All right.
Because we only get to do this once a week.
Fair enough.
All right. So you guys are sleeping. Glare is staying up. Are you staying up the whole night, Glare?
Pretty much.
And all I can hear is the theme from Jeopardy. Do 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 do. The waiting music.
I can see that. All right. So, with you guys sleeping, Marco, you're watching the guys, aren't you?
Once midnight rolls around, yeah.
All right. So you're getting up at midnight to watch them?
Yep.
Okay. They're still digging past midnight, probably like 2, 3 in the morning. When they finally finish and walk out of the tunnel together.
And within like 20 minutes of them, when they get to the point where they're like 15 or 20 minutes from completing, I go up to wake up the others.
Okay. You guys all see Marco, Marco runs into the room and wakes you all up.
I assume he sticks his head out the window and starts shouting up at the bird.
Yep.
Alright, so you guys are all awake. You guys come down to the tavern, and there's only like one person at the bar, and that's like a waitress, and she's kind of like doing like the night shift.
And what time is it around?
It's about 3 a.m. in the morning.
3 a.m. Ask the waitress, could we possibly get a little bit of food before we get on a little adventure here?
Yes. What do you want?
Just, let's see. I just want a little bit of bread. That's all I want this morning. A little bit of bread, and maybe a glass of ale.
No, and she brings it to you. And oh my god, that is the same song that I had in my head.
So I'm not crazy.
What happened?
Diggy diggy hole is what
Yep.
they were singing while they were digging out the hole.
Did you all hear some weird singing last night while we were sleeping? Gallon is asking
Is
the
that
group.
what the turtle was doing?
Possibly. I heard it was like some singing. It was on and off. I couldn't quite tell. It was quite soothing.
I definitely did some humming while I was munching on meat out of my pack.
I see. Okay. Well, just curious. I slept. I hope everybody else slept well.
Okay.
Great.
Can I get some tea and a biscuit?
Yeah, come on right up. He goes to the back, grabs some food. You know.
All right. So while we're all sitting here, do we have any? Is everyone ready for what we're about to go and do and everything? But all preparations are taken care of while we're eating food. Just talking back and
Yep.
forth between. Everybody's all set.
Yeah, I
Wonderful.
don't need a whole
I
lot.
note that I'm looking forward to find this guard corruption so I can clear my name.
Indeed,
You did
same.
give me back my lantern, right?
Yep.
Indeed. I don't take kindly to people sullying my name.
You point
Can
out the fact that you did put a hole in the wall, in the door.
I
Not
did.
exactly
Fine.
set off as
Let
corrupt.
me correct myself. Not my name, clearing my wallet.
Indeed. On this to make money, not lose it.
It's all a matter of perspective.
Because if I find out any of those guards that arrested us had something to do with this, the next hole in the guard door is coming from their head.
Indeed. So we eat our breakfast. How much do we owe the lady?
For you guys, it's free.
Wonderful.
It's a good thing.
Lean
Oh,
over to Galen here and go, she's coming on to you. Give her a kiss.
The who?
The waitress. I mean, it's midnight. She could have charged you, but she decided to, give you a free meal.
If it was to that effect, Glare, I would also have gotten a kiss from Lars, and I don't. I don't.
Give you a kiss.
I'm just gonna chuckle and say to each their own and head for the stairs.
Indeed, to each their own. Venture forth we shall. Let's go.
As I start to go down the stairs, I'll just shout, Galen, we got rooms upstairs. Take your time.
all Galen does is he looks back at the waitress and goes, wink, and then keeps going.
Did he say wink?
No, yes.
She kind of winks back at you.
Continue.
I hate the underground.
Yes, I'm
I'm
sorry.
just
You're
gonna make my way straight for the tunnel.
Making our way underground. Boxing path, boulders path, underground.
diggity diggity hole. Diggy hole.
So worried about you guys digging now.
Hope you got your pick. Doodle doodle doot. This is kind of sick. Doodle doodle doot.
I'm just gonna start walking down the hole.
You like my song?
Alright, so you guys start walking down the hole, the tunnel, and you realized that this is really long. Like, do any of you know, sense of direction underneath ground?
Not underground, I don't.
No.
Is that a specific thing I need to look for? Or are you talking just like a normal trait?
Just like a normal trait, it'd be like a how would
Kind of
I
a
explain it?
backstory thing.
Well, it would be under like features and traits, I guess, like proficiencies, I guess.
Well,
Like
hey,
some people are really like Fenlin's really good at enforce.
Yeah, like
I
he has a
mean-
nature proficiency. See, there isn't really an underground proficiency though.
I think it's
No.
like under
Favorite
dark.
terrain? Underground, right? I know that's that.
I don't. Oh,
Yeah.
my proficiencies are just medicine and history. I have survival instinct though as a portal,
What are
so
you
I have
asking?
really high survival skills.
What are you asking, Holland? What's the?
If you have any like proficiency in like knowing sensing your way through like underground.
It makes sense for your characters to be able to determine their direction underground.
I don't think so. I don't think there's a way.
And
I
my
mean,
character does.
I just have really good perception.
Yeah. Got
Mm.
perception and dark vision. That's about all I could say yet.
The closest thing I have is an actual survival instinct trait.
Yeah, same. I have proficiency in survival.
Yeah.
No, I don't mean like a +6 on survival. I have an actual survival instinct trait,
Hmm.
which gives me a boost to my survival skill. So I don't know,
Galen
maybe
does-
that would give me a little bit of directional sense. I don't know.
Yeah. Galen doesn't bother bringing out a torch.
Okay. Yeah, I've got a lantern out already.
Yeah.
Okay.
Birds don't actually see well in the dark.
All right.
Well,
Okay,
some.
most birds. I am not an owl.
You continue, Holland.
All right. Let me get this going. This map might be a little bit small.
I am hoping we're not about to start a fight in a tunnel that I probably barely fit in.
Mhm.
Although, I guess I could make my next character, an owl and maybe like a scholar and call him Professor Who instead of Doctor Who.
Wow.
Mhm.
Yeah. All right. So, you guys travel a while. It's maybe about like a good distance in this tunnel. When you finally get to the point of an entrance to a bigger cavern,
How big?
pretty damn big. Like, think of how big the houses were, or no, the tavern was, and probably like 3 or 4 times that.
Wow.
So
Hmm.
big enough for me to fly in?
So this-
You could fly around this. There are stalagmites coming from the.
So this tunnel was definitely not straight. It was inclined down.
It was inclined down, and also there's curvy. Let me see if I can find it. Travel was probably about maybe an hour. Yeah, about an hour. You're probably down there, going through this winding tunnel. When you finally reach this outer part,
At least I can stretch out here.
So is it big enough that the lantern does not light the whole room?
exactly.
Galen is staying towards the back of the party.
So what can I initially see with just the lantern light upon entering?
You see, there's like somewhat of a wall, and then like it spreads out. Like, are you actually going through where it spreads out more, or are you staying in your little?
I definitely stepped out of the tunnel.
Okay. You basically see it's wide. Let me get my paper here. It is. The part you see, it widens to about 20 feet, but because you stepped out even more, to your left, it goes from. Let's see. So it's about 100 feet by about 300 feet. So it's about 100 feet by 300 feet. Is this like giant cavern?
And the lantern only goes what, 20 feet?
Yes.
So with dark vision, I'm supposed to be able to see up to 60 feet. Is that like in this darkness? Like,
Yes.
okay.
So the way the tunnel is made, it's kind of like off to the side. Like at like an end, where like it's only 100 feet. But where Marco is, it's more. It goes out further if you come out of the tunnel to your left. Let me see if I can draw you something. Here you are. Is there a way to make this map bigger? No, there isn't. No, there is not. This is why you can't have nice things. I want to try this. It might not. So that's your tunnel. And it goes that way.
Okay.
And this paper's not big enough, so I can't draw past the certain
Yeah.
amount.
Oh yeah.
So,
But
looking at the ground, is this level terrain within sight range, or is it inclined in any direction?
you notice there is a slight incline the farther you get into the tavern. You're basically at the lowest part.
Oh, so we'd be going up.
Yeah, you'd be going up.
Okay.
But the ceiling, if you look up, you can see 60 feet up. So you can definitely see it is more than 60 feet.
Well, nothing to do but head forward, and I'm just going to start walking
Right.
up the incline, following along the left wall.
Alright, so you're following. I wish there was like a thing you can like.
Yeah. Here, I'll show you. We're at the tunnel entrance, and I'm just going to start. Can you
you're
see
gonna.
the ruler?
Okay, yeah, I can see that. Alright,
Yep.
so yeah, you're going that way, and you notice that there's some scuffling.
Sound?
Yeah, there's scuffling sounds.
Okay.
How far did I make it before I heard the noise?
Let's see. You made it about probably like 30 feet.
Okay. Can I hear it like in any certain direction?
It's towards like the way you're going.
So I'm headed this way, and the ping was over here.
How do I do a ping? Ping, ping. No. That's
So
not
I
ping.
made it to here.
Yeah.
What direction from here then was the noise?
I am trying to find. Is it snap the corner? It's coming from this way.
Okay, so it's a little diagonally from me.
Yep. And I think you guys can see like the character things now.
Yeah, They're not
Yes.
controllable. Wait. Switch
Each
to
one of
my-
these blocks is 5 feet, right?
Yep.
Yes.
So are the character things going to be control? Oh, wait. Oh, I have control of the wrong one.
I'm giving you guys all control to all players. I don't have to deal with each one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Now,
We'll do it later.
range. It's like I have 60 feet dark vision. If I'm here, so 5, 10. Can I? How do you do the range? It's been such a long time. Let's see.
See the little
Ruler.
Grab the
ruler.
ruler, snap to center.
Ruler, snap to center. Okay, so if I do, so 60 feet, I can see from here. I can see all the way out to where the ping was.
Yeah. So his thing, he got this
Oh.
far, so it's like this direction.
Oh, okay.
So you can hear it, but you can't see it.
The ping he did was an accident.
Okay.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out what it
Yeah.
was doing.
Yeah, so when I went over here, he said it was in this direction. He didn't say how far.
Okay. Yeah, because I can almost see across the whole daggum thing. A little over halfway.
Yeah. The paper's small, so I can't really,
Yeah.
I wish you could add more paper.
I'm going to
So
move
if
up.
I focus, can I make out any discernible noise out of the scuffling? Or is it like, can I hear metal or grunts or anything discernible?
It's both like shuffling, and you do hear some like grunts a little bit.
Nothing to tell me whether it's like an actual like somebody going after somebody or if it's just like two guards screwing around or nothing discernible in that sense.
Yeah, it's wow. I can make that better.
So, is there anybody with dark vision that's like staying behind me?
I have it. How far behind do you want? Like,
Well, if you're standing like behind me or next to me or something like that, see if you can see anything within 60 feet of me.
yeah. Do you have it, Finland? Okay.
Do one of you want to come up by me and see what you can see?
I'm gonna move up a little bit.
Yeah, dark vision is 60 feet. Yep.
Yeah, I can see all the way down to here from here.
I'm going to change my push to talk so I'm not constantly hitting the back button on my web pages.
So is Fenlin able to see anything with the dark vision from where I'm at, Holland?
Yeah. So you can definitely see there is some goblins here. So you see two goblins there, and there's like some crates.
Is it just the two?
I'm getting crate. Sorry. You have to search for things.
No, I know, I know. While you're doing that, I'm just asking questions.
No. There's a couple of them.
So it's more than two? Okay. Ooh, quite a few.
There we go. And then on top of the goblin, there's two orcs.
Jesus. Damn.
Move up slightly.
Okay.
So
So are
Actually,
they
no, it won't.
doing anything discernible or just hanging out?
they're just hanging out. I just have to copy these crates.
So they haven't hurt us yet or anything.
No. They are too busy scuffling. Alright, there you go. They're scuffling around and kind of like doing their own thing.
I'm going to hook my lantern to my belt.
There's a couple. Oh, I can't draw a square apparently.
So
There we go. Yeah, okay. That's not what I wanted, but okay.
Oh, these are the obstacles that are in the way.
So those are all cages.
Okay.
That circle's supposed to be a cage.
Maybe it's a circular cage. Yeah.
It's a
There you go.
It's a round cage.
So, are these cages taller than the orcs?
They're slightly taller than the orcs.
Okay.
And then there's a cart over there too.
Yeah.
That looks
So-
normalized.
I'm just gonna kind of whisper to my allies and ask where they prefer to be on a battlefield, like ranged or melee.
Already said I'm staying towards the back.
Okay.
I can be ranged if I need to be, but since I can't see really far down here,
This is gonna suck if I'm the only melee.
I can be melee.
Glare, what's your preference in combat?
Not be in combat. Mm, I can be both. I can flex between both roles.
They are. At about a 45 range. So are we ready to start combat? I just kind of look around and whisper to everybody asking if they're ready to start this.
Joel, let's go.
If you I will.
Where are they? Can you point in their direction?
Yep. I'm gonna kind of shimmy over about 10 feet here. And I'm going to let loose with a guiding bolt and already use up a spell slot. At
We do this at the same
it's
time.
at the
Sneak
orc
attack.
right here.
Yeah, this will be a sneak attack, so you guys can all attack at the same time.
That would be
Alright.
why I'm using a heavy spell so I can get this. What? No, only rogues get sneak attack damage, right?
Well, you guys
Well,
get
surprise
a
round, yeah.
surprise round, yeah.
So how much room is there? Is there enough
That
room
should fix
for me
my
to
mic, I
fly
think. You
comfortably
should be able to hear me now.
below the stalactites?
It's like 100 feet or so.
Oh, there's plenty of room for me to.
Yeah, you can literally like fly like a bat around if you really want to do.
Excellent.
I'm gonna aim for the big guy. So what does the surprise attack give us?
It's basically a free round,
Okay.
and I think there's a advantage on the attacks.
So basically anybody who's ranged basically gets a free round of volleys.
Okay.
I'm trying to
Alright.
hit this other guy.
Well, this
Perfect.
is where I'm heading. Or not heading, but attacking.
Are you stealthing? You're real close.
I was
I'm
gonna
in
let
the
that
air.
come to us a little bit.
Oh,
I'm in the air. That you got to add vertical height for me.
right.
I also need you guys to do stealth checks.
Stealth check. Okay.
All of us? Okay.
Yep.
Wait, that would be after we attack, though, wouldn't it?
No, that's before.
Because if they see us, then we don't get this sneak. The
Yeah,
surprise round.
Surprise.
Ew.
Fenland's like, I'm a freaking rogue in disguise. Oh, you
Oh.
rogue to that one.
Well,
Good thing I'm in the air.
So, the only ones who get really the sneak attack
I
or
don't
the
have any
surprise
macros
is Galen and
set up
Fenland.
tech at all, so that's cool.
Marco and
Also-
Yuri.
Also,
Going
you
to.
guys
I
probably
mean,
didn't
to
hear
be
anything
fair,
I
they
said, so
probably
I did
just,
say thank you,
happen to
Damatai,
glance up
for
and see the
subbing
lantern
and
fluttering
enjoying
around
Not
the,
only
the
that, but
ceiling.
they probably hear the.
the new emote that my daughter made.
It's
The-
probably not
Oh,
very
probably hear
and
the
your
wings,
sub
too.
badge.
Yeah, the
it's probably not very
flapping.
sneaky. Yeah. Giant 18-foot wingspan or whatever you said it was.
And
Yeah.
what else
Yeah.
might have I said? I think that
Not
was
very
it.
sneaky.
Alright, so Galen and Fenland, make your attacks. Which ones are you attacking?
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna.
Uh,
Oh, go ahead. You can go first.
no, you go right ahead, sir. Right ahead.
Are you sure?
Yes.
I'm going. That's an orc there, right? Where
Mhm.
Yes.
I'm going after the orc.
Okay.
Alright, roll the hit.
Yep. So longbow.
Ten misses.
Boo. Okay.
All right. And Gallon chilling back. Oh, is that it? It just misses? Like that the
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah,
Gallon
5e.
sitting there kind of
It's homebrew,
crouched
though.
down a little bit. And he starts to raise up his arm. And his arms are covered by this robe. It's like a black and like sort of really pale cyan accents over it. And he starts to cast this spell, but as he's casting it, his fingers start to change color a little bit, and it starts moving up. Goes into his arm, and you can't really see it. But then you see it start crawling up his neck. He starts to get like a pale, like silver scales start to appear up the side of his neck as he starts casting this, and he goes, and then this undulating ball of energy appears out of his hand. And right now, I mean, all of his skin is now like silver scales up one side. It's not on the left hand side; it's only on the right hand side of his face. And then he tries to let out a chaos bolt at this guy right here, this orc.
Okay.
Let's see if this hits. Please, please hit. All right, let's see.
14 does hit.
Okay, it's how do I tell this again? It was
It was 15. You got 15
Yeah,
chaotic
15.
energy and 2 additional.
Yeah.
you had
It's
an 8 and a 7.
an 8 and a 7. Okay. So I get to choose one type. So that's going to be an 8 thunder or a 7 psychic. I'm going to do thunder damage.
So 17 thunder damage.
17 thunder damage to
Okay.
that guy right there.
He dead.
Nice.
He
You
got
just roasted
ripped
him
apart.
alive.
He's just gone. Okay. It is 11:44. So what I will do is we will roll for initiative.
Okay.
On the initial attack, I don't think Glaire's in combat yet. Glare never
No.
rolled for the stealth attacks.
Is he just saying back?
No.
Alright. So we're gonna. How can I do this? think there's a initiative thing in D&D Beyond.
There is. We can just click it.
have to find it.
Ouch. That hurts with a +4.
I'm trying to figure out. There's like a special feature in here that I can actually use. Combat tracker. Here we go.
Yeah. I want to use while we're doing that too. Like after I do that, I still have my movement, right? I can move back.
So this prize is like one action.
Okay.
But yeah, so you technically it's one round.
I was gonna say it's
So
one
yeah.
round, so you do get your motion.
I
Your
do
So
get
yeah,
my movement.
action
And
so
your
I'm gonna,
bonus action too.
I got what 30 feet of movement. I was
No.
like,
Hold on. You realize where you put yourself back there, you would block your line of sight.
yeah, they wouldn't be able to see me either. I'm gonna go back there and hide. Or just like go in the corner, like back there. Sure as heck not staying in the fray. Let's see. I think. All right.
Yeah,
No,
they
I
shouldn't be
was-
able to reach us in one round of movement.
Yeah, I was here, I think, because it was 60 feet.
Unless they have
Yeah.
bows, they shouldn't be able to reach me at all.
Yeah. And then I'll
I meant movement wise.
how can we see our movement? Like how much movement we have? Reaction, attack roll, other? No. Additions, defenses. Yeah. Where would we go to find out how much movement we have? Because it's going to be
That's
different.
the top under walking.
Where's that?
The top middle of your
Yeah.
screen, one of the big boxes above armor.
Yeah.
Oh, 30 feet. Okay, so I can go. Yeah,
Sorry,
can
I
fit.
was organizing a combat tracker.
I'm going to move 30 feet there,
Didn't want to do that.
next to you.
Let us know when to roll.
You can roll. Marco got a 13.
Holy crap.
Oh, is Yuri, you already rolled. And
Is this for initiative?
Yeah.
Yep. Just
Yep.
click the initiative button.
Where's the
I'm looking
initiative
for it.
button?
Right next
Yeah.
to your armor class.
Oh, there it is. Okay.
Rip.
Wow, and I thought mine was bad.
glares in there like, screw you guys, I'm going first. Alright. Wow, this is really nice.
Oh, that's cool.
Wow. Every single enemy is before me.
Wow, I'm an enemy to you? Thanks.
No, there's an orc and a goblin that both rolled a 4.
You mean the dead orc?
I don't understand why all your HP is coming up as 0. But
Because we have that second take.
alright.
Oh
yeah.
Alan, you realize you rolled for one of the dead orcs.
Yeah, I just realized.
You know, you can remove the one
Sorry.
that got 21.
Yeah, right.
Could be a little nice after that 450 gold fine.
Well, corrupt guards, man, you know.
This is Holland we're talking about.
Alright.
Yeah, he
So
figured it out.
Orcos. So it is 11:49. Do you want to go through this combat?
One round. Let's go for it.
One round? Alright.
So just so you know, Tech, the DM
Orc
is
goes
Holland Randall,
first,
who's also in the
and
CPR.
wow, I even got like
um,
fun little things I could do
Krew.
here. He is going to throw his javelin from here to whoever was here. So that's you, Marco.
50 feet.
Yeah. Disadvantage. So it's 10 for the roll.
Nope.
Alright. So that is his turn. Oh, cool. I just hit next and it hits turn.
Yeah.
So,
I tried to
Goblin.
convince him to try
Where's Goblin Man?
virtual tabletop, but he felt it was going to be too much work to set up maps and stuff. So he's using a lot of hand
We're naming these
maps
as
with
one.
a camera on it, or what he's doing here with Roll20.
He is going to.
Please don't tell me they all have ranged weapons.
Funny enough, yes.
I'm assuming that was the only javelin the orc had.
Yes. He knows that he doesn't have them. Alright, so he's going to use his short bow towards. No, he's going to go towards Fenland because he fired an arrow that way. That's 50 feet. Oh my god. 15 plus 5. That's 20 to hit.
Yeah, hit.
Alright. Damage. Oh my.
It's never good when your
I pretty-
DM makes that noise. I'm just saying.
That's 8 piercing damage.
Wow, that hurt.
How powerful is the first bite?
It's
You're like one-shot us.
Goblins are. I don't know, they're interesting.
Down to 8 hit points. Woo!
Alright, so
Wait,
that was Goblin number
You had
1.
16 hit points as a ranger?
Yep.
Oh wait, they come over
Good
here too?
God.
I didn't know the turn order is over here too. Okay. So
Oh, we're dead if every single one of them gets a turn with a bow.
that was 2.
out in the open, man. No cover.
There is no cover. All the cover is by them.
He is going.
That'd be cool, Tech. It
One,
it
2,
connects with
5,
D&D Beyond, I'm assuming, the macro?
6. Going right there. And he is going to move this action to dash. To get there. And that's it. It is Glaire's turn.
Alrighty.
And before he summons a grizzly bear right in the middle of him.
If only. I can't actually move my character.
Oh,
Put
yeah.
you in the arrow.
I am. It's just doing this weird thing where it's moving the entirety of the map as well at the same
Okay.
time, so it's hard to really.
So our character sheets aren't in
Almost.
Roll20, they're
Are
in
you moving
D&D
with left
Beyond,
click?
and we're using an add-on into in the browser that
It also helps the fact that I didn't realize I was holding
takes
down
the
my push to
rolls
talk button,
from
which probably was
D&D
affecting
Beyond
that.
and
Oh,
puts them
yeah.
into Roll20.
Yep,
Yep,
that would
that's
do it.
why I changed my push to talk
Looking
to
behind
control.
our good old Fenlin after seeing him take a He caught that javelin pretty well, I thought.
It was an arrow.
Either way, you caught the little of a wooden object. And I'm going to touch him and cast Cure Wounds.
I like that.
Jeez, full health.
Nice.
Nice.
Thank you.
And that's all for my turn.
All right. Goblin turn.
Arrow just pops out of his
Yeah,
shoulder,
that's the way he's
drops to
doing
the
it.
floor,
Yeah.
hole closes. Like,
This is goblin number 3. He's moving there and then using double. He's doing his dash move.
Why are they all running over there?
The cages. Something must be important in one of those cages.
All right. So he's using his turn. Realize I should be putting, nameplates on these things, but it's okay.
Live and learn.
He is going to the 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. Come on, snap point. There we go. And he's prepping the cart for his action.
Keep in mind, it is dark too, so we can't. If you don't have dark vision, you can't see in there, or did they have lights going?
I think they have dark vision. Yeah, they have dark vision.
But like, we can't see what they're doing unless we have dark vision within 60 feet of them.
Yeah, so we
Right.
would have disadvantage on hit. For those who don't have dark vision.
Yeah.
this would be why I'm flying
Which I
so
think
close.
is just me and Yurik.
Well, I mean, you can't see him at all. To target him, right?
I have a lantern, so I
Gotcha,
can
gotcha.
see just at the edge.
I was going based off of how Critical Role handles it. If dark
Yeah.
vision can see them, then those who don't have it get disadvantage.
Okay.
All right, Marco, what is your AC?
19.
This is a hit.
Not even gonna tell me what the rolls are anymore.
Oh, they're 20. Yeah. Not natural 20, it was just an unnatural 20. So the damage is 6 piercing.
Good God.
Man, DM rolls are awesome on Roll20. Just saying, I never get this on normal rolls.
Well, then go back to
I
your
feel-
dice rules.
I feel he should put up a camera and roll some real dice.
They're way worse than this.
I feel he should put up a camera and roll some real dice.
I get to see the DM's rolls anyways in a real game. He's behind a screen.
That's
Yeah.
true.
So goblin number
Yeah.
6
Don't spoil my fun.
is going on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Emitai, he's rolling better than Keys. I never thought I'd see somebody roll better than Keys.
I didn't move that. There we go. 6. There we go. Then he's doing double dash.
Then again, Keys would be rolling nat 20s at least. He's
I
not
keep
rolling
moving.
nat
No,
20s.
go away. There we go. I don't remember where I put that card. It's there. He's down there. Okay. That is the goblin's turn. It is now Marco's turn.
All right, wherever you're hiding those nunchucks.
I'm clarifying something.
How far can you throw that frying pan?
Okay. So, seeing as how they are all ranged, I am going to, let me see. This uses an action. I'm going to use shell defense. And I'm going to pull myself into my shell, granting me 4 more armor class. So my armor class bumps up to 23. So I can still attack from prone, which is what I was verifying. However, I get disadvantage on the hit part. As
Okay.
long as it's a ranged attack or they're within melee range. I have 0 speed.
Okay.
Alright, so that is my turn. Because that uses up my primary action, so.
No bonus action.
Not gonna burn it yet.
Okay.
Because it uses spell slots for the bonus action I have.
Alright. Next is Fenlin.
So I will move to here. Can I do that? Nope, darn it. So that's 30. Oh, 30 feet is there. Okay. I think I said that was 30 feet. Anyways, and that should allow me to be in visual range. Oh, I gotta move over one more. Then I'll be in visual range. So I can fire an arrow at this guy. Right, because I had to be in visual range to not roll disadvantage, even though my arrows go 150 feet.
So the first number is how far it goes without disadvantage. The second number is with disadvantage.
Yeah, so I got 150, 600, so I can go 150 feet without disadvantage. But because it
Yep.
was because it's dark, my vision would only allow me to see 60 feet.
Oh, yes, that is true.
Okay. All right. So here we go. Let's see if I can actually hit this time.
And you were hitting number...
The one closest to me, that's by the cage. So this one here.
Alright. Okay.
Does 18 hit it?
Yes.
All right, here's my roll for damage. 6.
He is holding on, still alive.
All right. And that's it, because I only have 5 more movement, so I'm not going to worry about it. I'll just stay where I am.
Okay. It is Yurit's turn.
All right, here's where things get interesting for you. I am going to do a swooping attack that goes through here. And I'm going to attack this goblin here with my swooping attack.
Okay.
For the attack part. Dagnabbit, I hit the wrong button.
Do you move right on top of it, or do you move next to it? Because you.
You can't. Yeah, you're occupying the same space, so it'd be next to it.
Well, this is like the pause point for me attacking, because
Right.
it's me swinging as I'm flying by him.
Okay.
He's not
Which is-
staying there.
Right. This is how my race attacks.
And he would be above, so he technically, even though he was on that square, he wasn't actually on that square
Right.
because he was
I wasn't
above.
on that square. I was
Right.
above that square.
Okay. Did you roll the hit?
No, he hasn't rolled his hit yet. There it
That's
goes.
what I was
Ah,
getting ready.
there we go. Yep, that hits.
Ooh, nice damage.
He's God.
So that's the end of my flight there, because that uses my movement and my attack both. But
How high up in the air does that put you?
I have 50 feet, so it varies. It depends on my glide angle and all of that. So that's limited by GM.
Yeah. So, like, how high did you fly up in the beginning?
I flew up about 30 feet, so I should come back to about here.
Yeah, hypotenuse, whatever. Blah blah. Alright, that works.
Yeah, it's not going to be super accurate because D&D numbers.
Yeah, I know. Okay, so
I definitely
Is
like
Galen's turn.
Forge.
All
way
right.
better.
Galen is going to move up. Try to move like what? 20 feet forward, I think. Probably like there. I can move, yeah, probably like there. Let's see. So I'm going from here to here, I think, using my movement. Actually, no. A little, yes, yeah,
I
right
say
there.
that
I'm going to
though,
move there.
but it's
So that's 20 feet of
also
my movement.
how the DM runs things, right? So
I'm going
so used to
to
the way keys
launch.
and
I'm going to
Doc
start.
run
Same
their
kind of deal.
D&D
Starts casting.
sessions. That
Except this time, you see
Colin
like
is quite different.
around the scales and stuff. You see like a frosty mist start flying off of the hands and
In
stuff
this
like
one,
that.
I have to pay attention
And
a lot
he's
more.
going
There's not a lot
to
of visual.
start channeling a ray of frost into this wonderful gentleman right here, the other orc. Because they look more, he looks more beefy than the other goblins.
Okay.
Wants to try
How
to take
do you
a.
ping like that? I can't get.
I
mine
just
to
click
ping.
and hold.
You click your mouse and hold it.
Oh, well,
Yep.
that helps.
So I'm gonna try to do that. So I get to try to roll to hit. So I think I could just click it. Oh, hit DC. Let's see. So I'll roll to hit. 13 total.
You're hitting the orc.
Doesn't he have to roll a saving throw?
Ray of Frost. Does it state it in the thing?
What do you mean?
Hold on, I got this.
Frigid beam of blue-white light streaks towards a creature within range. Make a ranged spell attack against the target. Cold damage. Its speed is reduced by 10 feet until the start of your turn. The spell's damage. There's no save.
So it's just it's like a hit roll.
Is it?
Yeah. If it says it's a hit, if you can roll.
Is there a hit to the left of it?
What do you mean? A hit DC?
You have your damage. To the left of the damage, is there a hit DC number?
Yeah, that was the 6. That's what I clicked. So yeah. It's a
Oh,
+6.
so his 13 is his hit.
That's my hit. Yeah, that's how much I. Yeah,
Okay.
that's the hit.
Okay,
That's
so
not
it's
the
like a
damage.
normal weapon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that is a hit.
Okay, I'll roll for damage. And I launch out the ray of frost, and it's like this, like Piccolo's special beam cannon.
Yes.
It's
Oh,
kind of
dear.
it's like frosty and freaking except it's like ice cool and goes. It's almost instantaneous. You see this like long freaking ray just go in and hit this guy, and it explodes onto the orc as it hits.
Aw, I was hoping you were gonna use Gray from Fairy Tale.
When you said instant, I immediately got this image of your guy holding like a 60-foot icicle and just poke.
Yeah. So that's 5 damage.
Okay.
Frost.
5
And
damage.
his movement speed is slowed by 10.
Yeah, all I
Whoa.
saw in my head was ice make lance.
Yeah, it's reduced by 10 until the start of my next turn.
Okay. That's your end of your turn.
I am going to move back. So I use my 30. I use 20 of my
He
30.
kind of led me to believe he would.
I'm gonna move
Yeah,
back.
Have
10 feet
fancy
left.
maps.
Yeah. Gosh, let me move.
He said
I need to
he's
go
old
zoop,
school.
zoop,
He
zoop.
does a lot of stuff
10
on
feet
pen and
back
with
this
pen
way.
and paper still.
Move back there. It was.
Are
This
you
is a little
getting
bit.
a turtle shield?
I'm moving back. I'm not. I don't want to get hit by those javelins. That's the end of my turn. Yeah.
They're probably going to stop shooting at me now that I have a 23 armor class.
They don't know that.
Oh, true. True. They don't know that.
One of these goblins is missing a number. And I don't know which one it is.
Maybe it's one of the dead ones.
No, I think I miscounted how many goblins I added. Hold on, let me add goblins together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. How many are there on the field? 1, 2.
Is it the guy all the way at the bottom of the cave that's like
There
10 miles
is!
back?
Oh, I had 2 6s. Right? Yeah, I have 2 6s. I do. No, that's a 5. I don't know which one it is. Whatever. I'm missing him. Whatever. He's gonna skip his turn.
Mhm.
I don't know where
Forgot
he is.
I forgot to add since he shut off ice this time. His entire face turned with silver scales, not just half of it.
I was asking if it was this guy way down here.
That went.
Right.
That one down there had their movement already.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out which one I didn't label. I think it's this one that someone hit, but I think I already moved them. Yeah, I think it's the one that was already hit. Oh well, he'll skip this turn. Alright. That leads us to the beginning. But that is where we will end because it is past 12 o'clock.
And I'm gonna fall
Now-
asleep on y'all.
Yeah. Are we doing any? Are there any like markers we can put on enemies that have a phone number? I think I see. Is that what? Maybe if I zoom in, I can see it. Is that what the little snail is? The slow.
Yeah, the snail's supposed to be slow.
Nice. Cool. Well, that
And
was
I
fun.
think I put all their nameplates out. So now I know which one's which.
I'm not seeing nameplates.
They're really, really small.
Oh, so because I'm zoomed right out, I can't see him. Got it. Okay.
Yep, I had to zoom in for them, and I was like, oh, there's nameplates.
I'll see them.
Oh, I still don't see him. I zoomed in.
Maybe,
Yeah,
probably
I'm
just
at
GM.
200% and I don't see him.
I wonder if it's only like a DM thing then.
Yeah, because we don't know them from anything.
That's true.
Which we shouldn't, anyways.
Alright, yeah, so that session 2 down!
1.5.
That was awesome. Now I'm gonna go to bed.
Yeah, good night. Good night.
night.
All right.
Now-
almost- yeah.
We'll talk to you guys later. Or do you have some
Later.
wrap up to do?
See you, ZA.
Well, we're gonna pause there.
Okay.
Yep.
So no wrap up speech or anything.
Good job.
Okay. All right. You guys have a good night.
Did good.
Good night.
Good night.
All right. And let me switch scenes here. There we go. Now my mic should be working. Silly me copied a setup from my VR, which used different microphone setup. Anyways, so thanks guys for watching and commenting and all that good stuff. That was night 1 of DnD for me streaming it. So feel free to let me know what you thought of it in the CPR Discord or my Discord. There we go. Anyways, have a great night, and we'll talk to you later.